tonight.
About that one, Bernie, because nobody picked up Recchi. He just cruised right in on Blue, and really Blue had no chance at all on that shot.
Oh, there's no question. He made a nice play, though, or he bluffed the pass back to the defense. He picked it up. Nobody challenges, so he just shoots it, goes upstairs, and the goaltender, Blue, still hasn't seen the puck and just threads the needle for the 1-0 lead. But as you mentioned, great forechecking there. The K-Wings couldn't get control of the puck, and Recchi did, and put it upstairs.
15-26. That one comes about 4.5 minutes into the first period for Mark Recchi, the goal scorer for Muskegon. And for Recchi, that is his 42nd goal of the year. He's having a great year. Now the play goes back into the Kalamazoo zone. Back out to the point, held in by Jim Paik. His shot hit the Kalamazoo player. Still in the zone, chasing in after it now is Jeff Daniels for Muskegon. He goes in hard, and finally picking it up, Scott McCready. He lost the puck. Blue had to play it right back out in front, and a dangerous chance there for the Lumberjacks. And the man who tried to get the backhander by Blue was Perry Ganchar. Heavy hit as the play comes into the Muskegon zone. They're mixing it up now behind Bruce Racine, who has not yet been tested, and here comes Muskegon out again. They just simply shoot it in and go for the line change. Daniels and Ganchar going off. And now back on Frawley's line with Aitken and Gruel for Muskegon. Starting back out now is Dave Gertz. Over the blue line, going in on the left wing. Going right in, goes in behind the net, lost the puck. Muskegon, though, keeping the heat on. Now it comes back out, and here come the K-Wings. As McCready starts out, Ken Hodge in over the blue line. The Wings shoot it in. Hodge will give chase. Back there to pick it up is Frawley, and he just left it, and now it's played by Gertz as the puck comes back out to the neutral zone. Here's Darcy Norton. Nice move through the defenseman. He's in free on the backhander and scores. Oh, boy, what a play by Darcy Norton, who simply split the defense. I think they were looking, Bernie, for him to dump it wide, and he just kept right on coming. And it looked to me that he beat Bruce Racine on the short side with the backhander to tie this game at 1-1.
Well, he showed the defenseman the puck, then he took it away. You know, every player in hockey, for years, you're told to keep the eye on the man, not the puck. But when a player shows you the puck like that, the tendency is to try to swat at it. Then he took it away, skated in on the backhand. Beautiful goal there, as you just saw in the replay.
And I think he squeezed it in just on the left side, past the pad and the trapper of Bruce Racine. So that quickly, we are tying now at 1-1. 6:08 the time of the goal. Darcy Norton, who got the winner last night, scores for Kalamazoo. And that kind of silenced the fans here at LC Walker Arena. The K-Wings get right back in it. Now Link Gates shoots it back in, giving chase here for Kalamazoo is Lockwood, the former University of Michigan player. Comes back out to the point. Harrison plays it right in front. That one hit the defenseman. And here comes Muskegon. Here's Gruel on the fly, leading a three-man charge on the wing. The shot, the save by Blue, and that was Brad Aitken who got out the shot from the left wing. That time Gruel came up the middle. Good scoring opportunity for the Wings, or for the Lumberjacks right after that Wings goal, but a nice save on the high shot by John Blue.
Now, I'll draw a basketball analogy where if the K-Wings want to stay in this thing, as you see them coming over on the 3-on-2, you can't let them have too many one-up situations like this 3-on-2. If Kalamazoo wants to be successful.
Come the Lumberjacks out, played ahead, but held in by Kalamazoo, and a deflection went just wide. Mike McHugh put it just about on goal for the K-Wings, and McHugh still doing some good work back there. Hodge is occupied by the defenseman Kevin McDonald, and finally it clears the zone, comes back out to Zettler for Kalamazoo, and the Wings will shoot it right back in. Knocked down at the defense by McDonald. McDonald back on that defense pairing with Charlesworth here this afternoon, and here come the K-Wings. They flip it ahead on the left wing, and with it now is Larry Bernard. He's going to let the drive go, goes well wide, comes back out nearly to the blue line. It was a play there by Tukey, who just left it and then picked it up. Here comes Tukey in, and that would, on the delay offside call, Kalamazoo takes over. Here's Bernard. He loses the puck, and now a break, 2-on-2. Tukey coming up to join the play is number 22, Perry Gancher, with the shot. That one is latched onto by John Blue. So with 12:13 remaining here in the first period, 1-1 our score. Recchi the goal scorer for Muskegon. And just a few moments after that, it was Darcy Norton for the Kalamazoo Wings.
Good play here. Watch the drop pass. That's a nifty play, and the quick shot. That late man, the trailer can burn you in hockey, and a pretty behind the back pass that at the point there, the quick shot, but Blue, he's a talent, made a nice save. He held on, and the draw will come to his glove hand side.
Bernie, when we get a chance, we're going to talk a little bit more about Mr. Tukey. He's a guy who's been around hockey for quite some time, a good goal scorer at a lot of different places. Play continues in the Kalamazoo end. Pressing forward is Ganscher. Ganscher's got it in the corner. He's tied up. Finally, it is cleared back out to the point. Pake with the wrist shot. Oh, and it went just wide on the deflection. Then they score! Tim Tukey got the goal. The original deflection, I think, was by Ganscher. The shot from the point by Pake. That went just wide. And we talk about the goal-scoring abilities of Mr. Tukey. And I thought it was Tukey that got it. We have Giffen up on the screen. Let's wait and see. I thought it was Tukey, though, that got it.
Yeah, I believe it was Tim Tukey as the puck bounded off the backboard. You just saw there at the end of the clip. Tim Tukey, as you mentioned, a great player. He was a leading scorer of the American League. Right here, the puck will come off the backboards. It gets deflected wide off the backboards, right on the stick of Tukey. Nothing Blue can do about that one. To the back of the cage. He's an opportunistic player. Made a nice play for the goal for Muskegon.
And Mike Hildner not real happy with himself. He was right with Tukey, but he didn't continue the check, Bernie. And as a result of that, Tukey got the stick down and just whipped it past John Blue to give Muskegon a 2-1 lead. But I'm sure that John Marks is looking at that one and saying, well, it was a little bit unfortunate, but by the same token, he was thinking that his guy was right there and maybe should have been checking Tukey a little bit better.
Got to try to deny him that stick when the puck is around the goal or the player's around the goal, but you're right. Tukey was right there, and he's a talented player.
And Muskegon continues to put on the pressure. Very tough in this rink as we get the offside call. Warren Babe is on right now. He's a guy to keep an eye on this afternoon. Warren Babe is playing for Wally Schreiber in the middle. And we've talked to some of the Wings people before the game, Bernie, and they tell us that they're in a little bit of difficulty because they're short up the middle. And that's something we'll talk a little bit more about momentarily. 2-1 Muskegon leading here at LC Walker Arena. We're back with more after this.
S15 pickup gets me to work Monday through Friday, but it's best on Saturdays. It's got plenty of room in the extended cab and a smooth ride. It's dependable and it does things a car just can't. I even saved $1,900 on options with a value package. With 4.3-liter power available and the security of rear-wheel anti-lock brakes, the decision to buy was even easier. GMC Truck. It's not just a truck anymore.
Get $750 cash back on new S15 pickups for savings up to $2,650.
That's why I need some help.
We're back at LC Walker Arena. 11 minutes, 41 seconds remaining here in the first period. Tom Cleary along with Bernie Saunders and Bob Trimble in the studio. The Lumberjacks lead the Kalamazoo Wings 2-1. Goals by Tukey and Recchi for Muskegon. Darcy Norton with the counter for Kalamazoo. And here come the Lumberjacks once again. They bring it into the zone. That's Mikhailuk on the left wing, who is on right now with Recchi and Giffen. Kalamazoo doing a little bit of standing around in their zone, almost like they're waiting for something to happen. The shot from the point hit the defenseman. The shot taken there by Tukey. And we should point out right now that Kalamazoo is shorthanded. They were whistled for a penalty slashing to McCready just before the break there. I thought that play was actually whistled offside, but it was a slash against McCready. So the first power play of the game, Bernie, for Muskegon, and we see Tukey back at the point. He's on with Recchi right now, and Mikhailuk. Giffen is out there. That's Charlesworth on the far point. Yeah, the man to watch is Dave Mikhailuk, though, the captain for Muskegon. He's a sniper also, good around that net, and as you mentioned earlier, the leading point getter in the IHL. Gates is back defensively along with Berger for Kalamazoo. McHugh is on there as one of the skaters. And the other forward is Lockwood. And here's a chance now for Lockwood. Racine has to come out of his net, and he plays it to Charlesworth, who takes it back in behind the goal. And here comes Tukey starting out now to Charlesworth. Muskegon trying to get it cranked up. Charlesworth will carry it in. He drops it. Well, he actually keeps it. Now he's going to carry it all the way in. He's got Mikhailuk in front. And then he has checked off the puck. Mikhailuk's there to pick it up. Mikhailuk's still in possession. Tried to find Charlesworth, and it's stopped there by Gertz, who got it back to the blue line, but not out. And now it comes right back in. And finally, no, not out again. Charlesworth stopped it at the blue line, plays it in deep. Mikhailuk tried to find Giffen, but had it knocked away nicely by Gates, and Gates finally gets it out center ice. Kalamazoo working hard, trying to deny Muskegon of that middle as the Lumberjacks have had the puck around the perimeter, but for the most part, Kalamazoo has kept it around the outside. Here's Giffen on the left wing to Mikhailuk. Back to the point. Charlesworth, the shot goes wide, just kind of flipped it in, waited for something to happen. And finally, the zone cleared. A long pass. It would have been onside to McHugh, or I should say to Messier. broken up, and now the Lumberjacks go for a change. Here's Norton just on, feeds it ahead to Messier. Nice play. Messier couldn't get off the backhander, and he is pulled down. And Messier got tangled up there with the Muskegon defender, and here come the Lumberjacks again. Aiken carries the puck ahead, flips it in. Blue back behind the net, stops it. And the power play situation has ended. And now Aiken goes down. He got tangled up there with the Kalamazoo player. Muskegon not able to score during their first power play. Messier tries to bat it out. They hold it in at the blue line. And now finally the puck will be played by Blue, who will shoot it up the boards. And Kalamazoo's Norton with it now. Plays it back on the defense. Starting ahead is Gates, and they played it over on the right wing. A shot that went wide, held in by Zettler. Zettler's shot goes wide, and finally broken up in front by Kevin McDonald. Long pass across on the right wing, coming to Dan Frawley. Across the blue line into the zone to the trailer. Tried to play it back to Frawley, and that was a pass by Gruel that got broken up. Frawley goes in after it, gets possession, right back behind the net. Back out in front it comes, and oh, it hit the top of the net. Blue made the save, Bertie, and the vet puck went right over the crossbar, landed on top of the net. Almost 3-1. And Kalamazoo ices the puck. It'll come back for a face-off in their end, but some nice work offensively that time. Muskegon coming very close. Blue made the save, but he wasn't able to kind of hang on to that puck, and it just kind of toppled over him. He knew it was behind him, but luckily for Kalamazoo, it went over the crossbar and ultimately behind the goal. And here's the replay.
He goes down, he challenges Brad Aiken right there, and as you mentioned, it goes up high, hits the top of the goal. He had lost sight of it temporarily as it went over top of his goal mass there, but Brad Aiken, the talented player for Muskegon, in the right place at the right time, just tried the quick deflection, but Blue just got down, spread down the pads in the butterfly fashion, and made a nice save for the Kalamazoo Wings.
Blue has played 10 games so far this season, 7-2 with an overtime loss at 3.76 goals against average. Back to the action here. Muskegon still applying the pressure. Nice play though made back there defensively, but Muskegon holds it in. A quick shot goes well wide. That shot was taken by Ganchar. And now the puck comes back out center ice, played back in by McDonald. Kalamazoo tried to get it out, and it went past Mike Hildner, and the Lumberjacks take over. Now the puck comes in. No icing here. Taken back behind the net by Link Gates, who starts out for the Kalamazoo Wings. Gates plays it up over the red line, tries to shoot it in. It's broken up nicely back there on the defense by Mike Murch of the Lumberjacks. And now here's McDonald ahead to Ganchar. He's on with Tukey. Pass onside to Mikhailuk. He's pulled down. Now they call it offside. I thought he was offside, but I didn't see the signal at first from the linesman. But the play is whistled offside as Mikhailuk got in there just a little bit ahead of the pass.
He's slippery. He came off the player's bench and just stuck in behind the Kalamazoo Wings defense. The K-Wings are being very conservative in their forechecking in that they're not sending a two-man in. Typically, it's a one-man forecheck situation unless there's a man back.
There's our fine feathered friend, the chicken, who's on hand here today to entertain. And you might call that finger looking good right there. Back to the action now. Muskegon starts back out. The puck comes back to Zettler for Kalamazoo, and he shoots it back in to the Muskegon zone. Back to pick it up now for Muskegon is Giffen. He's with Mikhailuk leading a three-man charge. Giffen, nice move by the defenseman, gets the shot off, and that hit the defenseman for Kalamazoo, Rob Zettler. Muskegon keeping the pressure on. It comes back out to the blue line. Charlesworth let go with a shot that went just wide. And big Charlesworth has got some lumber that he can apply to the puck back there on the blue line. And he's had a couple of good opportunities here in the first period. Kalamazoo trying to work it out of their own end right now. Zettler plays it ahead. It's held in by Aiken. He lost the puck. Now it comes back out center ice, and Jim Pake, the defenseman, who has been an Iron Man for Muskegon the last 2 years. He has not missed a game in each of the last 2 seasons. This is his 70th game of the 88-89 campaign. Both teams changing on the fly. 6:28 left in the period. It comes back out center ice now to Warren Babe, who we have not seen too much of here in the first period. Norton plays it ahead. Pake broke it up. Here comes Frawley. He had it checked away, but Aiken gets it. Aiken goes in onside. He's got Frawley on the side. Can't find him. Nice play defensively, though, by a sliding Mike Berger of Kalamazoo. And here comes Norton ahead. He just flips it into the zone. Takes a check there from McDonald. And the puck finally comes back out into the neutral zone. Played ahead. They're looking for Frawley. He's onside. Takes the pass on the right wing. He's knocked off the puck. by Kolstad. Frawley and Kolstad mixing it up a bit. Blue played it away, and it's taken now by Mitch Messier. Messier plays it ahead. Norton flips it in. The Wings go for a line change, but still back there fighting for it is Babe. He goes back in behind the goal. Couldn't get control, and now Muskegon starts out with 5:35 remaining in the period. Lumberjacks lead it 2-1. Here's Frawley trying to go around the defenseman. Can't do it. Tukey was spun around and taken down, and a penalty will be coming up. Tukey goes down with 5:26 remaining, and it's going to be Messier, I believe, taking the call. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
It's the big GMC Truck Spring Sales Drive. We've got the trucks, we've got the savings. Right now, get automatic transmission at no extra charge on full-size Sierra pickups. That's a $750 value. Also $500 to $750 cash back on GMC S15 Sport pickups and special savings on mid-size Safari vans, passenger and work models. Save now at door.
It was interference with Tim Tukey going to the net. He saw what he did last time, so wasn't about to let him do it again, and pulled Tukey down.
Second power play opportunity for the Jacks here. They lead it 2-1. With the puck right now is Ganchar. Plays it back in behind the net. Ganchar with it again. Has Charlesworth on the other side, but lost it. It's cleared now. And the man that made the play there was Ken Hodge, who comes off and gives way to Lockwood for Kalamazoo. Gates is on there right now defensively. Harrison back on the blue line as well. And here come the Jacks on the fly. Carrying it into the zone. Tukey dropped it off that time for Mark Kachowski, who couldn't get it. Now a chance for a break. Kalamazoo going in. Mike McHugh right in on goal, and he is stopped there by Racine. Now another chance, and they score.
Oh, my goodness.
Boy, oh boy, was that a strange-looking play. McHugh had been knocked off the puck, and finally one of his teammates comes back in, and that is Lockwood, the former U of M player, who gets the goal to tie it here at 2-2. A great opportunity the first time down, and I think maybe, Bernie, that the Jacks just relaxed a little bit after the first opportunity went awry.
Well, here's the first save there. I think he hits it in with one hand. The quick centering pass. He knows Lockwood's back there. Watch this, just slaps at it with one hand to the back of the cage. A nice play and a short-handed tally for Kalamazoo. As you see it right there again, just skating towards the net. He was skating away, just reached back with the one hand and banged it to the back of the cage. It's a pretty play by Joe Lockwood.
Boy, a really sensational effort there by McHugh as well, who had the original break, had the presence of mind to collect himself after he was turned away, and just got it back out in front. And Lockwood made kind of a spectacular stab at that one, got it up high and past Racine. And it is 2-2 now with 4.5 left here in the first period at Walker Arena. Here come the Jacks again. Mikhailuk over the line. And a penalty again, and I think this is going to be one that's going to go against Muskegon, if I'm not mistaken. I think possibly that Lee Giffen got the stick out there, and he's going to go. So with 4.5 remaining in the first period, we'll take a break and be back with more from Walker Arena right after this.
1914 was a good year. It saw the birth of the Dodge automobile, and Bollinger's in Lakeview became one of its first dealers.
That was 75 years ago. Now Bollinger's want you to help us celebrate this big anniversary.
This Thursday, March 23rd, attend a big open house from 8 to 8. Get $1,000 rebates on Dodge Dakota pickups and $2,000 rebates on Dodge Ram 250s.
There's nothing like 75 years experience for customer satisfaction.
Bollinger's, Dodge, Chrysler Plymouth International in Lakeview.
So Lee Giffen goes 2 minutes for interference. You see the season he's had so far, 26 goals and a total of 65 points. And this is the first power play opportunity of the day for the Kalamazoo Wings, who have a chance now to take the lead. This one's tied 2-2 in the first period at LC Walker Arena. I'm Tom Cleary along with Bernie Saunders and Bob Trimble. Hope you're enjoying this special sports presentation here today on TV 13. IHL action from Muskegon. Holding the puck in right now is Warren Babe. Zettler knocks it back in and around the net. Somebody's tangled up in front there, and that is Paul Gerard for Kalamazoo. And now finally taking over for Muskegon is Dave Gertz, the defenseman. He'll skate this one out. He's got plenty of space. Kalamazoo going for a line change. Quickly ahead it comes to Recchi. Recchi goes in, and now he's simply going to play it back to the point, I thought. Well, he knocks it back in. It's picked up there by Norton, and Norton will start out for Kalamazoo. Norton is on right now with McHugh, who had an assist on the last goal. Norton brings it in over the line. His shot is deflected high over the glass. And we'll have a face-off in the Muskegon end with 3:38 remaining. Still 1 minute and 8 seconds left in the penalty to Giffen.
Yeah, teams are actually skating 4-on-4 as Mitch Messier went off for interference at 14:34. Lee Giffen came back for Muskegon at 15:30. Interference was a call on that penalty too. So we got 12 seconds to go on that Messier penalty, and then the K-Wings will have just a little under a minute of power play.
Well, it's my mistake. I saw Messier over there, and I guess I commiserated with him a little bit because he was the object of scorn and ridicule from the chicken momentarily, Bernie, and I lost sight of him. So it is 4 skaters aside right now. A power play in about 2 seconds as Frawley starts out for Muskegon, and now Messier is back on, and now it is a power play for about 55 seconds for the Kalamazoo Wings. And going back in to get the puck is Dean Kolstad, back behind John Blue, the goaltender. Blue has been tested more severely, and Racine, quite honestly, has been a little bit shaky here in the early going. Kalamazoo really hasn't had too much in the way of scoring opportunities, but they've connected twice. 32 seconds remaining in the penalty to Giffen. 3 minutes exactly now remaining in the first period. The Wings on the power play trying to get something started. And let's see what happens here. Here's Kolstad, who will take it in over the blue line, just simply flips it in. Charlesworth back to play it, shoots it up around the boards. It hit his own man, and finally it's cleared now by Mike Mersch of the Lumberjacks. Rather fortuitous bounce for the Jacks. And the penalty is just about expired here to Giffen. Both teams will be back with 5 skaters. Now a long pass ahead, and the Kalamazoo player, Scott Robinson, had to let that one go, lest it be a 2-line pass. And now finally back to touch up on that one is Muskegon, and the faceoff will come back into the Kalamazoo zone.
Yeah, it's a lose-lose situation for Kalamazoo there. It's a long pass, as you mentioned. It was a 2-line pass, but instead of touching it and having the faceoff come inside the blue line, they let it go all the way down the ice, and icing was the call, so the faceoff comes all the way back into Kalamazoo Wings territory.
Right now it's Ganchar's line back on there right now with Tukey, and on the left wing Daniels, I believe. The faceoff won by Kalamazoo. A shot right back out in front. Blue has to clear it away, and it's finally picked up now by Paul Gerard, who starts ahead. He flips it in. McDonald giving chase to this one along with Larry Bernard of the K-Wings, who checks him. The puck back behind the net. Here's an opportunity for Kalamazoo, and they score again. That time it was Mike Hildner, I believe, who took the centering pass, who came right back out, and that's quite a job by him to get that shot off because he was being checked there. And Racine, who's been so spectacular this year for Muskegon, is definitely, Bernie, having a very tough first period.
Yeah, not very many shots, but the ones that have gone on have found the back of the cage because once again, nothing much you can do there. The goalie's looking over his shoulder, looking over his shoulder, trying to find the puck. He finds it, and all of a sudden it's in the slot to the back of the cage. It's frustrating for the goaltender. That's why the defenseman has to pick him up in that situation, but Hiltner just one-timed it off the pass. He's a college player, played at Alaska Anchorage, and traded over from the Quebec Nordiques.
Well, we can't really blame the goaltender on that one. The first 2 goals might have been a little bit soft, but that one really, just from point-blank range, and Hiltner made no mistake of it. Play comes back into the Muskegon end. Here come the Jacks now. Gruel is on with Ganchar. Coming up to join the play right now is number 21, Jeff Daniels. And the puck deflects over the glass, so we'll take a break with 1:48 remaining in the first period. Kalamazoo 3, Muskegon 2. More hockey after this.
My S15 pickup gets me to work Monday through Friday, but it's best on Saturdays. It's got plenty of room in the extended cab and a smooth ride. It's dependable, and it does things a car just can't. I even saved $1,900 on options with a value package. With 4.3-liter power available and the security of rear-wheel anti-lock brakes, the decision to buy was even easier. GMC Truck. It's not just a truck anymore.
Get $750 cash back on new S15 pickups for savings up to $2,650.
All right, we're back for the face-off in the Kalamazoo end with 1:48 remaining. The K-Wings rather surprisingly on top here, 3-2. Gertz with a shot from the point. That deflected right in front of the net. Mikhailik's there to pick it up, lost it in his skates, then is checked off the puck. A chance, an opportunity for Mark Recchi. Couldn't get good one on it. And starting back out now is McHugh, who's been very effective in the first period here for Kalamazoo. Here comes Mikhailik carrying it back in. 3-on-3. Mikhailik is beat off the puck there by the defenseman for Kalamazoo, Mike Berger, doing a nice job, and now the play comes back into the Muskegon end. It'll be played there by Charlesworth. On right now is Giffen, Mikhailik, and Recchi for Muskegon. Blue goes in to play it. Puck comes along the boards. Mikhailik got his stick on it. He's mucking down there in the corner. It comes to Giffen. Giffen being checked right now by Rob Zettler. Looks like Muskegon's trying to play for a face-off. They don't get the whistle, though, and the puck comes free. And now finally, Giffen goes down. The fans screaming for a penalty, but just a good check there. Charlesworth back at the point. The drive, and that one handcuffed the goaltender, John Blue. He just got a piece of that one, Bernie.
He sure did. Made a nice save, but as you mentioned, it handcuffed him. It looked like it could have been a routine save, but hit him strangely and almost found the back of the cage.
A little bit of a knuckleball. Here's a chance for Kalamazoo. McHugh coming up. McHugh over the line, going right in on goal. Drive, he scores! And it's 4-2 Kalamazoo. And once again, you can hardly blame Bruce Racine for that one. That was a 2-on-1 break. They did not make any effort whatsoever to get over and stop McHugh, the defenseman who was kind of back on his heels on that play. Just never did anything at all. McHugh just cruised right in. It looked as though he wanted for all the world to pass it, Bernie, but he just held it, finally shot it. And the defenseman for Muskegon, Dave Gertz, really never got between the two forwards for Kalamazoo.
Yeah, he took away the pass, but he committed to the left side, so McHugh says, okay, I'll take the shot, and had his head up as you saw him, and just found the short side for a nice shot. And just like that, the K-Wings leading 4-2.
This has been a great first period for Kalamazoo. I don't think in their wildest dreams they envisioned scoring 4 goals in the first period today. A dangerous chance there as Blue went down. Now it's flipped back out. It hits the back of the net. And Muskegon, with a renewed fervor to their play right now, as a couple of guys mix it up behind the net. Warren Babe back there, and the officials, the linesmen and the referee step in to put an end to that. 13 seconds remaining. And I think what's going to happen right now, John Marks wants to get Berger out there along with Kolstad, his top defensive pairing. And he wants to make sure he doesn't give up an easy goal here. He'd like to take that 2-goal lead into the locker room after the end of the first period, Bernie.
Absolutely. Late period goals will kill you every time. And as you mentioned, the K-Wings, if you looked at the score 4-2 at LC Walker, you would have to think that there was the Lumberjacks on top, but it's been a strange period with Kalamazoo capitalizing on their situations. There's Park with a shot there, and they'll do it all over again. Just take, say, 4 seconds off the clock.
Well, that time Aiken played it right back to Jimmy Pake, the defenseman, but Pake did not get much wood on that one at all. Maybe he was just playing for a deflection out in front or hoping to allow somebody to get in the way of that one, but it was an easy save for Blue, and now with 9 seconds, only 4 seconds expiring, and we'll start over. They're going to try to play it back to Pake. Let's see if Pake goes back on the blue line if he gets it, but he doesn't, and this should just about end the period. Aiken skated off the puck. Mikhailuk, or actually not Mikhailuk, but Scott Gruel playing it back out in front. But it comes to the blue line and nobody's home, and Kalamazoo enjoys a fine first period of hockey, helped in large part by the play of their goaltender John Blue, and they lead after 1 period of play here at LC Walker Arena.
Yes, West Michigan, for 1 week only. Say yes to
Welcome back to Muskegon's LC Walker Arena. After 1 period of play, the Lumberjacks down to the visiting Kalamazoo Wings, 4-2. And with me, a pair of gentlemen well known in this community and in West Michigan, the general managers for the respective clubs. First of all, Larry Gordon of the Lumberjacks and Bill Inglis of the K-Wings. And guys, first thing, if you can, you've been watching very intently the first period. What'd you think of the game so far?
Well, it looks like our boys are a little bit tired maybe after the game in Saginaw and having to travel back. It's our 3rd game in 2.5 days, but that's certainly no excuse. We're in first place for a reason, and I'm sure you'll see the coach have a little talking to in between the periods here, and I think in the 2nd and 3rd you'll see us come out and make a hockey game of it.
Bill, both teams, this is their 4th game of the week, a very busy week.
Larry just gave us a nice excuse there all the time. As he said, this doesn't happen very often, and you know, we are playing extremely well, and it doesn't happen too often against a first-place hockey club, so we're going to enjoy it.
No question that this has to be one of, if not the best rivalries in the IHL, and for obvious reasons because of the proximity of the clubs. You guys have kind of helped develop this too in the last several years.
Well, I think so. I think that you know, Billy has certainly assembled a fine hockey team and a front office staff down in Kalamazoo. And when I first came into the IHL 5 years ago, I told our people as we were assembling our team that we wanted to mold ourselves after someone with a lot of class, and we looked at the Kalamazoo wing operation and decided that that was the team we'd like to emulate, and I think we've done that.
And certainly on the ice, again, leading in the East Division with your record. And Bill, your team is in 4th, but coming in here won 4 straight games.
Right, Bob. I think we have an extremely young team, and again, to get back to Larry, he's done just a tremendous job with this franchise since coming to Muskegon here. I think everyone in the International Hockey League and in the area, it's done nothing but make the IHL a better league to play in, and our rivalry between Muskegon and Kalamazoo has grown over the years since Larry's been here. But
now let's face it, really, 10 years ago when I first came to the area, and I worked with the K-Wings a little bit, it was labeled as kind of a goon league. You know, you had a lot of the players that really might not have been able to make it in the NHL playing down, but this level now, 7 of the 10 teams are affiliated with NHL franchises, so really the caliber of players that we're seeing in the league this year in the last couple of years is just a shade below, and some that are in the NHL, correct?
There's no question about that. We have had, in fact, we have 3 players right now that played almost the entire season in Muskegon and are now contributing with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Jock Collender, Kevin Stevens, and Dave McElwain. And the same is true with Billy's team. He's had a number of players called up from Kalamazoo to his parent club, the Minnesota North Stars. The talent level has grown in leaps and bounds, and I think we'll continue to see that. I think it's good for our league. I think it's great for the fans, and it makes for entertaining hockey.
Bill, does it disrupt your team, though, once you're on a roll, say, and you've got several key players, and then all of a sudden the North Stars say, hey, we need to talk, we need him up here tomorrow? That can tend to hurt it, can't it?
in some cases it does, Bob, especially, and for the most part, the better players do get recalled. So it does affect your hockey club, but this year we were, I would say, astute enough to change some of the rules to allow us to carry additional players so that it doesn't hurt us as in years past where we're playing with, say, 14, 13 hockey players. So from that standpoint, we've had the numbers. It's good to see the kids gravitate to the higher level. That's one of the reasons why we're here.
Injury-wise, how's your team coming into this game, Larry?
We're in probably the best shape we've been in all season long. We have no serious injuries to speak of today.
But you coming in, you lost one of your better players in Wally Schreiber last night, I think.
Right, Bob. Right now, Wally's status is unknown. He will see our team doctor tomorrow. We're hopeful that it is not too serious, that Wally will be back and available to us for the playoffs, or maybe even prior to the playoffs. But right now, we don't know.
Then just a couple of weeks ago, Kevin Evans, one of your better players, too, same thing, a really severe injury in front of the ankle.
Right. Unfortunate accident for Kevin. He was experiencing his finest year in the International League, 54 points in 54 games, severed all the tendons and the ligaments in his ankle, and the doctors have assured us that is not a career-ending injury. Kevin will not play again this year, but will be back next year.
Okay, well, we're going to take a timeout right now. Once again, Kalamazoo leads the Muskegon Lumberjacks 4-2 after one period of play. We'll be right back.
My S15 pickup gets me to work Monday through Friday, but it's best on Saturdays. It's got plenty of room in the extended cab and a smooth ride. It's dependable, and it does things a car just can't. I even saved $1,900 on options with a value package. With 4.3-liter power available and the security of rear-wheel anti-lock brakes, the decision to buy was even easier. GMC Truck. It's not just a truck anymore.
Get $750 cash back on new S15 pickups for savings up to $2,650.
Most telephone directories don't get out much, but the talking directory from TDI gets around. For free information on movies, videos, and soap opera updates, horoscopes and weather, business briefs, stocks, and more, all you need are your touch-tone phone and your talking directory listings. Simply punch in the number for your area, then enter the 4-digit code for the information you want, absolutely free. Listen to the talking directory from TDI, the phone book that gets around.
For the past 50 years, customers have been picking Plum's as their favorite food store. It has a lot to do with Plum's people and our special commitment to service. We're always ready to make your shopping easier and to offer you weekly specials like these.
All Coca-Cola products in the 2-liter bottle, just 79 cents plus deposit. And Hills Brothers Coffee, the 26-ounce can, only $3.99.
When you pick Plum's, you not only pick a quality food store, you pick a good neighbor.
Fame and Fortune, Saturday at 7:30 here on TV 13.
Well, the San Diego Chicken having a little fun with a competitor out there on the ice. We're having a lot of fun. Good crowd on hand at Muskegon's L.C. Walker Arena. Bob Trimble back here with a couple of general managers of our two clubs today, and that's, of course, Bill Inglis of Kalamazoo and Larry Gordon of Muskegon. Larry, we were talking in the break a little bit about expansion for the IHL this year, beginning for next year. Going out to Phoenix. That's going to be a tough road trip in January.
It really will. I think my players are already looking forward to it, and maybe they'll be practicing up their golf swings a little early next winter, but certainly addition of Phoenix to our league adds to the major markets that we're adding, and I think that's great for small cities like Kalamazoo and Muskegon to be able to say that we've played against these metropolitan giants like Milwaukee and Salt Lake City and Denver and Phoenix and Indianapolis, and it's always great to beat the big guys like that, and I think it's a promoter's dream. It's kind of the David and Goliath situation, to play against the big boys and beat them.
Feel the same way, Bill? Or?
Right. Couldn't agree more, Bob. I think it's great. It's an identity for our league. As Larry said, the big boys, the Milwaukee's and the Phoenix. Phoenix were in the old Western Hockey League and the Central League for a number of years. They'll be known as the Roadrunners, as they were before, and I think from our standpoint, we're looking forward to playing them.
Now, you both have really worked on building great franchises here, and the commissioner has to be a help with that. Bud Poyle is going to be stepping down. He's going to be replaced by Tom Berry, who, the head of the officials. I'm sure you know both gentlemen quite well.
Yeah, Bud has dedicated his life to the game of hockey. He was a tremendous player that a lot of people, I don't think, realize. He won 2 Stanley Cups, was an all-star winger with both the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Detroit Red Wings, and we're going to miss him. He's been very instrumental in keeping the league together in some dark days when financially there was a lot of instability, and Bud was a key reason for the league surviving that period. He's been a key in expansion, and I think we'll miss him severely. As far as Tom Berry is concerned, he has a great background in both the business world and the hockey world, and I think he'll do an admirable job.
And he's as close to the game as anybody, again, having been the head of the officials.
Right, Bob. He has worked with Bud out of the same office for the past 2 seasons, and Tom was a former owner in the World Hockey, where Larry originally came from. So Larry is well aware of Tom, and Tom of Larry, and his background really is in hockey, not only in the officiating end of it, but management, selling, and just selling the game of hockey. So we really feel comfortable with Tom coming on board, along with to have the likes of Bud Poyle to maybe steer him in the right directions for the first couple of months.
If we can, let's take a couple minutes to talk about your parent clubs. Obviously, Minnesota involved with a number of trades just before the deadline, getting rid of probably the most popular player, at least name-wise, in Dino Cicerelli. How has that affected you guys?
Well, not really, Bob. It's a case of we did not get any players from that transaction, so to speak. Minnesota with new management this year, they took their time, they evaluated their players, they're trying to strengthen as are all the NHL clubs at the cut-down date. And again, why they trade, they do not consult us in Kalamazoo, believe me.
Your team, the Lumberjacks, parent club, the Pittsburgh Penguins, finally in the Mario Lemieux era, making the playoffs, and that has to make you guys happy down here as well.
It is, because we feel we had a little bit to do with that, and sending players like Jock Collender and Kevin Stevens and Dave McElwain, as I mentioned before. But a lot of people forget there were other great players that were up there that were developed right here in Muskegon. Guys like Frank Pietrangelo, who's now back with us, but played a number of games with them. And we take a lot of pride in the fact that maybe we had something to do with their success above. And that's, let's face it, what minor league hockey is all about. We are here to provide entertainment to the fans, but also to develop some hockey players for our parent teams.
It's been a great season. The playoffs are upcoming. How do you feel coming in?
For the first year, hopefully we probably won't play Larry and the Muskegon Lumberjacks in either the first or second round, Bob. Right now, with the new format, we really don't know who we're going to play. We hope that we're a healthy hockey club when we do enter the playoffs. And after that, I think with the teams in the league this year, it's anybody's ball game here. It's going to be a whale of a playoff series, every series.
And you're in first place right now, but once you get in the playoffs, it's the old adage, throw out the records, right?
That's right. I look back a year ago, Bob, and it doesn't take long to forget that we won the overall championship during the regular season and played the last place team, Flint, a year ago, but we were the ones that were swinging our golf clubs early because they knocked us off in the first round of the playoffs. It's an entirely new season. The adrenaline starts all over again flowing, and you start from scratch. And I think any team in our league, being as competitive as it is, has an equal chance.
And you've won a Turner Cup here, and you'd like to get one down. It's been a few years in Kalamazoo.
Yeah, it certainly has, Bob, and who knows, this could be the year.
Okay, Larry Gordon and Bill Inglis. So we'll be back here at Muskegon's L.C. Walker Arena right after this break.
It's the big GMC Truck Spring Sales Drive. We've got the trucks, we've got the savings. Right now, get automatic transmission at no extra charge on full-size Sierra pickups. That's a $750 value. Also $500 to $750 cash back on GMC S15 Sport pickups and special savings on mid-size Safari vans, passenger and work models. Save now at Tapper, Pawpaw, Door GMC Kalamazoo, Kestner, Plainwell, and all West Michigan GMC truck dealers.
Back at Muskegon's L.C. Walker Arena, 4-2 our score. The Kalamazoo Wings leading the Muskegon Lumberjacks, and with us the general managers for the respective clubs. Again, real quickly talking about that first period. If you're an IHL fan, either here in Muskegon or watching on our telecast, you have to be pretty excited. 6 goals.
Yeah, it was. A lot of scoring, a lot of defensive mistakes, I thought, at least on Muskegon's part in that first period. I thought perhaps Bruce Racine was not up to his usual game in nets for us. He's been a standout. He leads the league in number of wins for a goalie, but I thought he had a rather shaky first period.
And as you mentioned, Frank Pietrangelo played last night, and he's probably the top of the two that's here, but since he played last night, we're taking a little breather, right?
Yes, he's resting. We may see a change, though, before this game's over.
And Bill, your club taking advantage. Not that many shots, but 4 of them went in.
Well, the quality, I think the quantity wasn't there, but the quality shots were, Bob. And again, Racine, I would have to say, not at the top of his game, but you know, you've got to shoot the puck to score. We did that. I think we capitalized on a few defensive mistakes. To lead against Muskegon and their building 4-2 at the end of one period is certainly an accomplishment, and I'm certainly pleased the way our hockey club's playing right now.
You have 2 more games against one another before the season is ended, and again, I said you guys lead the series 7-4. Is that something that's consciously thought of during the season? You want to win that little battle between the two clubs?
Well, I like to look at it as kind of a turnpike or a throughway series, and yeah, I think the rivalry that we've built up, we have a little incentive for our players, and I'm sure that Billy has a little incentive for his guys when we play each other. So, yeah, we really look forward to playing the Wings.
We do. I think, Bob, because of the geographical locations, a lot of our fans in Kalamazoo can come to Muskegon and vice versa when we do play, and it's usually a Friday, a Saturday, or as in this case, a Friday and a Sunday where we do play. So it's good for the hockey fans in this area, and the games are certainly always entertaining.
Always a pleasure seeing you, Bill Inglis, and you, Larry Gordon. The Muskegon Lumberjacks down 2 goals to the K-Wings, 4-2 after 1 period of play. We'll be back with Tom Cleary and Bernie Saunders for period number 2 right after this.
Had upped her from 1/4 milligram to 25 milligrams in a 24-hour period.
I was crying, I was screaming. The guy had picked me up and dumped me in the bed, and they put a strap around you.
He was sitting in the wheelchair with his head down like a zombie.
They're drugging America's elderly. Find out who on the next Geraldo.
Monday morning at 10 on TV 13. Make the connection to instant weather updates. Just call the Eyewitness News 13 Weather Connection for the latest recorded forecast from George Lessons, Bill Steffen, or Dave Whitford.
Call me weekdays for instant weather updates.
Or call me weeknights for instant weather updates. Or on weekends, give me a call.
Instant weather updates.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And for complete weather details, join us on Eyewitness News 13.
Tom Cleary back with Bernie Saunders, the former Western Michigan and IHL hockey star. We've seen a high-scoring first period, Bernie. Not really a great period by the admission of most of the people here. We heard Bill Inglis and also Larry Gordon talking about the fact that both teams are a little bit tired. The play was a little bit sloppy, but certainly we have to give Kalamazoo a lot of credit. They made the most of their opportunities, and they had some guys out there doing some sniping. As we're going to take a look at the replays of some of these goals here, Kalamazoo made the most of their opportunities.
Yeah, both teams played 4 games of 5 nights, so it's been a long weekend. You hear this, see the first goal there. Mark Recchi goes upstairs for his 42nd goal of the year. A nice play there as he controlled the puck in deep. Kalamazoo came back. This is going to be the Darcy Norton play. Nice play at the blue line, just splits the defense, showed the puck, took it away, goes in on the backhand. That was a pretty play to tie the score and take some pressure off Kalamazoo. Then Tim Tukey came back. This one bounces off the backboards. He just slaps it one time. The goaltender was down. He committed. Tukey just bangs it home off the backboards. That's difficult for the goaltender to pick up. On this one, this will be the Joey Lockwood goal, his 13th goal of the year. A nice pass there by Mike McHugh. The one-hand stab just over top of the shoulder, and what are you going to do? Bruce Racine just shaking his head as he couldn't get his glove on that one. Kalamazoo comes right back here. Hiltner, Gerard's going to center it. One time, nothing the goaltender can do about that one, as poor Bruce Racine in the first period there was just shell-shocked. Only 7 shots on goal, but 4 found the back of the cage. This one is going to be McHugh. A nice play. He wants to pass. He takes the pass away. He says, okay, I'll take the shot. A shorthand side upstairs and make it 4-2. A strange period for Kalamazoo as they're playing defensive, but scored 4 goals.
Well, certainly the goaltender, Racine, did not have a great period for Muskegon. We talked about the first 2 goals might have been a little bit soft. I noticed, though, also, Bernie, that they went high and on the glove side. Maybe the book is starting to be developed a little bit by these teams in the IHL on Bruce Racine. Nobody's had much success with him this year, but Kalamazoo has figured him out at least during the first period here today. They're on top by the score of 4-2. We expect to see a lot higher energy period, and I think as Larry Gordon indicated, his coach, B.J. McDonald, will talk with the guys, try to shake them out of the doldrums a little bit. And as a former player, you know that sometimes when you come off a night game with a day game the next day, it takes a period to really get your legs under you, to get the cobwebs out, so to speak, and to get back at it.
I think that's the point. And also, of course, Kalamazoo is coming off 4 games of 5 nights, but they played Friday, Saturday at home, and just traveled this afternoon to Muskegon. Conversely, the Lumberjacks played in Kalamazoo on Friday. They play in Saginaw last night, come back for an afternoon game. That's awfully difficult, but I'll tell you what, they've got rid of the bus legs, and it should be a great second period.
Well, certainly Muskegon played very well last night. They won 7-3. Muskegon facing a team in Kalamazoo that has won their last couple of games. As a matter of fact, they've won 4 in a row now after losing 4 straight. So the K-Wings want to get some momentum going. They're a good bit behind the top 3 teams in their division in the IHL, and they would certainly like to improve their overall position in the standings because, as you know, going into the playoffs, the better your record, the lesser the opponent you're going to play. And as a team that's run into Muskegon quite a few times in recent years, Kalamazoo knows how important that it is that they accumulate as many points as possible here, Bernie, in the last 10 games or so of the season in order to improve their standing for the upcoming playoffs.
Absolutely. This game has meaning, of course. We're winding down. Both teams have 13 games until they go into the IHL playoffs. Kalamazoo still has a chance to move up a notch in the standings, and conversely, the Muskegon Lumberjacks, they're fighting for that #1 spot. That's so important in the playoffs because you want to gain home ice advantage right through the playoffs. So very important. They've got their 101st point last night, and they want to add to that. And like I mentioned earlier, it should be a great second period of play.
Now here comes Jim Pank as we get underway here at the second period. 4-2 Kalamazoo on top. IHL action coming your way here on TV 13 this afternoon. I'm Tom Cleary along with Bernie Saunders. Let's see if the Lumberjacks can get it started. Not on their first possession as the puck goes back into the zone. Lockwood giving chase. He's bothered by Giffen. And here's the defenseman Jim Pank starting out for Muskegon. And already we're seeing a much quicker looking team. Giffen going right in on goal, and a great save by Blue. And then the follow right after that, just missing. And that was Recchi, who was going after his second goal of the game. And now a big scramble. The puck goes right through the goal crease, and here comes Kalamazoo again. This is the line with McHugh and Hodge and Lockwood. That's McHugh back to Hodge. His drive grabbed there by the goaltender Racine. And in the first 45 seconds of the period, Bernie, great scoring chances at both ends.
They open things up. A good transitional play. Beautiful save there by Blue as he went sprawling to the ice. He'll just throw that body in front of the puck trying to make that save. But similar to the first period, Kalamazoo comes right back, turn defense and offense. You see the puck just laying there. Just seconds later, Kalamazoo will head up ice. Here they come right now. 3-on-2 situation for them. Almost scored, and that was their effectiveness in the first period.
Kalamazoo plays it back to the point. Harrison's shot knocked away, and the Lumberjacks finally clear zone. This one's going to come all the way down. A foot race. Aiken might get there first. He does, and that nullifies the icing. Now Kalamazoo will start back out, and here they come again. The K-Wings maybe buoyed a little bit with some confidence. This is Warren Babe going in. Gets past Charlesworth, really blasted there by McDonald, and now a penalty. And Charlesworth apparently got the elbow up on Warren Babe. So a minute and 11 seconds into this second period, it's going to be a power play opportunity, Bernie, for the Kalamazoo Wings, already leading in this contest 4-2.
Yeah, they may just be thinking, hey, this is a good opportunity. We mentioned earlier the Lumberjacks 28-3 here at L.C. Walker. They just don't lose here, but Kalamazoo with an opportunity. They're up by 2 here in the second period. Now come up on the power play. So once again, the Kalamazoo Wings are playing with a lot of confidence, and I've got to re-emphasize the point. The Lumberjacks played last night in Saginaw, so they're a tired hockey club, and it'll take a while before they get themselves emotionally in this hockey contest.
Well, I said Charlesworth. He went in there with McDonald. It's actually McDonald who gets the penalty. Charlesworth is still on right now, and he's got the puck, and he clears the zone as it comes back past the defenseman Kolstad and back into the Kalamazoo end. Kolstad will play the puck there. He's on right now with Harrison. And let's see who the skaters are now for Kalamazoo. Messier's line is out there with Babe and Norton, and now the pass comes up on the wing, too far for Norton, and it goes back into the Kalamazoo zone. Kalamazoo with the lead and a power play situation for the next minute 25. Harrison starts ahead now to Norton. Norton's going to drive it in. Chasing in after it is Messier, who mixes it up with the defenseman right there. That's Mike Mersch. And Kalamazoo holds the puck in. Nice play now by Babe. Sends it across. Harrison has it. He plays it in. Back to Harrison it comes. On the other point, a drive by Kolstad, taken up high by the goaltender, Racine. And as shaky as Racine was in the early part of the period, he seems sharp here in this period of play. 2 early saves. We played about 2 minutes and 8 seconds, and Kalamazoo staying on the power play for another minute and 3 seconds after the elbowing penalty to the Muskegon defenseman Kevin McDonald.
Well, the K-Wings work the power play they look for. Now they send out the number 2 power play, but they try to work the puck back to 29, Dean Kolstad. He's got an NHL shot from the point. Actually scored in Friday's game. He has 8 power play goals, 10 goals, 8 of them on the power play, all coming off that one-time play on the power play. We'll look for it next time he gets out on the ice.
Well, Paik is back on the blue line now with Gertz for Muskegon and trying to pressure his Gancher. They play it up ahead now. It comes to Larry Bernard across ice to Mike Hiltner, and that play goes in offside. So still 44 seconds remaining. 2.5 minutes into the second period with Kalamazoo on top at Muskegon, rather surprisingly, 4-2.
There's Hiltner. He has a goal, and as I mentioned, played for Alaska Anchorage. Initially started in the Quebec Nordique franchise, but got traded over to the Minnesota and playing here for the Kalamazoo Wings.
Hiltner's played about half the season with Kalamazoo, 13 goals and 26 points. And the puck is now driven in by Ken Hodge. Kalamazoo is going to hold it in. Hiltner plays it. Hiltner back behind the net it goes. That is Gerard, I believe, back there for Kalamazoo. Back on the point it comes to Zettler. Zettler now to Larry Bernard. Across on the other point it goes to Zettler. Zettler is going to play it back on the point. Hodge goes in deep. Back to Hodge it comes. He's got a big shot. The drive. It hit a man right out in front. And giving chase to it now for Kalamazoo is Hiltner. And finally Muskegon is able to clear the zone, and that will just about eat up the rest of the time in the penalty to McDonald.
Kalamazoo just trying to work the puck back to the point on that power play and take the shot from the point, hopefully getting a screen, tip, or rebound, but the goaltender Racine made a nice save.
Now both teams changing. Here's a chance for Muskegon. They try to play it up ahead to Recchi, and he couldn't quite get there. It comes back on the defense to Paik. He lost it, but there to pick it up is Lee Giffen, who plays it back onside to Mikhailuk on his off wing. The drive, the save by Blue, tried to cover up, lost it. Now it's going to come back out to Paik at the point. He sends it back in. A deflection goes just wide. Now it's Recchi sending it back across, and finally the puck picked up and played by Darcy Norton of Kalamazoo. Norton leading a 3-on-2 charge. Across on the right wing to Messier. Messier tried to play in front, broken up nicely by Paik. And Paik skates Messier out the puck. Messier knocked him down, and now Mikhailuk leading a 3-man charge for Muskegon. That plays offside at the blue line. Nice play on the defense for Kalamazoo. And the man that was there to stop Mikhailuk, number 4, Mike Berger, who's played very solidly and very steadily back on the blue line as we get a look at McKillick with 108 points on the year. His team, with that victory last night, went up to 101 points in the standings on the season.
And he's a leader. He's a leader. 4 years over the 100-point mark, as I mentioned earlier. 99 his first year with the Kalamazoo Wings. Scored 66 goals that year and is the leading scorer in the IHL. I cannot figure out why he's playing in the IHL. Definitely an NHL prospect, but for some reason he's been overlooked throughout his career.
Well, when you look at the guys that are playing sometimes in the IHL, you think that maybe they must get labeled, and probably sometimes unfairly. This guy is definitely a goal scorer, and when you're doing it that many years in a row, it's not a fluke. It's now the play is stopped. Blue made the save, then lost the puck, and then recaptured it. So 15:49 left in the period. No scoring here yet in the second period. 4-2 our score. Tom Cleary along with Bernie Saunders and Bob Trimble at LC Walker Arena.
You know, the thing about McKillick, he started out in the Philadelphia Flyers franchise and actually played 14 games with Philly, 2 goals, 6 assists for 8 points in the NHL in the brief stint that he had there. So that's not too bad. You know, once again, I can't figure out what the knock is. I guess size would be the first thing to come to mind, but there's a lot of players smaller or around the same size as Davey McKillick playing in the Apple right now. So I guess you figure it out.
Yeah, it's a difficult one to understand because he's been scoring goals for a long time. Now Kalamazoo clears the zone, giving chase is Lockwood. He's back there with the defenseman Mersch. Nice pressure by Lockwood. Hodge joins the play. He has a chance now, sends it back out in front, and it's broken up nicely. And there to collect it is Recchi, who's had a strong game for Muskegon. Recchi taking it into the zone. He's got a man on the right wing. Here's the drive, and it goes just high. And that was Kevin McDonald who came up, the trailing defenseman, a play that's become increasingly popular in hockey, Bernie, where that defenseman comes in and becomes the fourth man skating up ice. A lot of times the forwards will pick up their checks, and that defenseman joins the action, and he's all by himself, and that was the case with McDonald.
And that one might have gone off the crossbar, just deflected high. I'm not quite sure if it got a piece of the crossbar, but you're exactly right. That fourth dimension, Paul Coffey's, Bobby Orr's, those types of defensemen, Brad Park, have brought that new dimension into hockey where you're picking up the back checkers, that fourth defenseman, or make it the fourth forward steps up the defenseman, and obviously he's uncovered, and that was a good goal-scoring opportunity.
This game not quite as physical as we might have expected. Certainly not as physical as some of the games we've seen between these two teams in the past.
Mitch Wilson serving a 5-game suspension. He likes to get things going.
Here's a chance for Muskegon. Driving right in on goal that time was Scott Gruel, the veteran, trying to get something going, and right back the other way, 3 for Kalamazoo. This is Paul Gerard carrying it in. He mixed it up with somebody. Now the fans getting excited, and I think we're going to get a penalty against Gerard for cross-checking Jim Pake down there as he took the puck in. The fans wanted some action on that, and they're going to get some action. So with his team leading 4-2, Gerard will go into the box for 2 for the cross-check. And here we see it. Jim Pake made a nice defensive play, and I'm not so sure that play might have been a little bit more innocent that maybe previously it looked. It looked as though Pake was falling down when he got the shove, but Gerard is going to go in for 2 for cross-checking at 5:16 here in the second period.
I think you're right, Tom. The referee saw the hands away from the body, so signaled cross-checking, but you're right, the player was going down to the ice, but not much argument from Paul Gerard. He'll skate over to the penalty box, and Muskegon will send their potent power play out for a chance here on Kalamazoo.
But right away, a chance for Kalamazoo, and that shot went off the post. In fact, that looked like it might have hit right where the crossbar joins the upright. Bernie had a great opportunity there, and I think that was Lockwood who fired it just high.
Joe Lockwood again, the Michigan product.
Well, he's playing well here today. Lockwood and McHugh having big games. Here's Aiken going right in on goal. The drive, he scores! Well, Aiken that time got around the defenseman Polstad, and I think that it looked to me as though the goaltender got a pretty good piece of that puck, Bernie. I couldn't tell for sure, but...
Look at that move. Inside move. I think that's Joey Lockwood as the Kalamazoo Wings. It looked like he would just set up the power play, so they sort of relax back, watch him sag back. He says, okay, I'll step inside here, take the quick shot. Surprised the goaltender Blue. I didn't think he was expecting the shot off the play. He was expecting the Lumberjacks to set up the power play, and Brad Aiken, his 28th tally of the year. A nice snapshot there from the top of the circle.
I think that one definitely got a little bit of a piece of the goaltender up in the left shoulder area. But Brad Aiken gets the goal, his 28th, and now it's 4-3 in favor of Kalamazoo, and the power play pays off for the Muskegon Lumberjacks for the first time here today. Back to 5 skaters aside. Messier mixing it up with Mark Kachowski, and now a chance for Kalamazoo, and the drive from Norton hit somebody right out in front. Now another shot goes wide. Norton gives chase. He takes a heavy check. Charlesworth now gets bumped by Warren Babe. And here come the Jacks back out. It comes center ice and flipped right back in. Knocked back in by Harrison. And Charlesworth will take over behind his own goal. 4-3 to score. Here comes Aiken, the goal scorer for Kalamazoo. Gruel with an assist on that last goal. And here comes Muskegon again. Aiken back in front, but they can't get the pass through. Frawley tried to get it to him, but he was checked nicely off the puck. And now the K-Wings will clear the zone. It comes back out center ice. Kalamazoo going for the change. And here's McHugh again, who sends it back on the defense to Link Gates. Big hit at center ice there, the crowd reacting to that. Now going back in, Pake with the Larry Bernard of Kalamazoo, and now Muskegon will start back out again, and here's Pake leading the play. A solid defensive defenseman. Let's see if he wants to make the move offensively. The drive goes just wide. That may have grazed off the goal post. Now another chance, a shot, and a save by Blue again. And Blue covers up. That shot by Pake might have gotten a little bit of metal there. It seemed like Pake, with a rare rush for him, pretty much a defensive defenseman, but he had a chance to tie it there and just missed doing so.
Boy, it looked like Bobby Orr in that play. A nice inside move once again as he towed the puck back towards his body, went to the far side. The goaltender, Johnny Blue, just kicked out the left pad, but as you mentioned, it just grazed the outside of the goal post. The light came on, but it did not go on the goal. And I'll tell you what, that Brad Aitken goal, his 28th of the season, has woken the Muskegon Lumberjacks up as they've had a couple of good goal-scoring opportunities following that goal coming at 5:38.
Well, some discussion there, and the man over talking is Ganscher, and as you mentioned, the light came on momentarily, but I didn't think the puck went in the net or even close to it, but I could be wrong. It looked like it just glanced, the shot from Pake off the goalpost. And now here comes Kalamazoo out to center ice. Pake takes over, though, for the Lumberjacks. Ganscher avoids a hit. Kalamazoo fails to clear the zone. It's held in. Now it comes to Gerard, and he starts out Hildner. Hildner sends it in, bumping in the corner there. Perry Ganscher and Bernard for Kalamazoo. And now a man goes down to the penalty as Pake is going to take one here. He got the stick up right behind his own goal. And Larry Bernard went down. The referee was right there to call it. So it'll be a tripping call at 7:22 against Jim Pake. And we'll take a break and be back with more hockey after this.
My S15 pickup gets me to work Monday through Friday, but it's best on Saturdays. It's got plenty of room in the extended cab and a smooth ride. It's dependable and it does things a car just can't. I even saved $1,900 on options with a value package. With 4.3-liter power available and the security of rear-wheel anti-lock brakes, the decision to buy was even easier. GMC Truck. It's not just a truck anymore.
Get $750 cash back on new S15 pickups for savings up to $2,650.
There you see Jim Pake in the penalty box. 2 minutes for hooking at 7:22, and now Kalamazoo with another power play opportunity and a chance to build on a one-goal lead, but a nice play off the faceoff, cleared down the ice by Jeff Daniels of Muskegon. And back to play it now is Steve Harrison for Kalamazoo. Harrison starts up on the left wing, sends it across to Kolstad, who drives it in. Kolstad gives chase. Right there also is Warren Babe fighting for it in the corner. And finally, it's the defenseman Gertz back there. Kalamazoo holding the puck in. It comes back out to the point. Harrison cruising in. Drops it now for Norton. Norton sent it back in. Kolstad not really ready for it. And broken up by Mike Mersch. And now Kalamazoo loses possession, and it's cleared down the ice. And 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining in the power play for the K-Wings.
Lumberjacks doing a nice job on the puck there as they were very aggressive in their defensive zone and would not allow the K-Wings to set it up. As I mentioned earlier, they'll try to get it back to Kolstad at the point. He was in deep there, so he couldn't get it back to him, but they'll try to work it around the perimeter and back to him at the point. He'll one-time the shot low on goal, but look for the rebound tip and, of course, the screen on goal.
Nice forechecking by Mikhailuk and Recchi here. Now that puck came out weirdly, and Racine just got back in. A shot by Babe from a bad angle. Turned away. Back out to the point it comes to Kolstad. Sends it right out in front. Right there to get it for Kalamazoo is Hiltner. Plays it back to the point. Here's Kolstad with a drive, and that's a boomer.
There it is right there.
Well, he can really let it go, and he doesn't take very long to fire either, Bernie. He's got a quick release.
A good point. That is so difficult to do. It looks simple because these guys are professionals, obviously, but when the puck is coming towards your body to shoot it, right at the goal area, almost in a 90-degree angle, is very difficult. The timing has to be absolutely perfect. He's a big guy, but has a great slap shot. That one was a little bit too high. He's frustrated with himself, but that's what the K-Wings try to do on the power play. Then when the shot comes through, the rest of the players converge on the goal looking for those rebounds, and typically that's where you're going to get your best goal-scoring opportunities.
Well, Kolstad comes off. I thought he may have been hurt there for a moment. He put his stick up, but he was just waiting to get some new lumber. He goes down on the end of the bench. Here's a chance now, a miscue on the drive from the point by Zettler, and Muskegon clears the zone. It comes all the way back on goal on blue, and now picked up by Scott McCready. McCready starts out, sends it across for Bernard. Into the Muskegon zone and drops it off there by Gerard. Back to Bernard. Back to the point, McCready. He's going to let it go. A drive and a deflection right there. Just went past the goaltender. Great opportunity for Paul Gerard. And we're back to full strength now. And here come the Jacks on a rush. Pake is just going to shovel it in as the Jacks go for a change. Recchi and Mikhailuk again forechecking. Giffen is on. Back to the point. It comes the drive by McDonald. And that skip just passed. Oh, and what a sliding save by the goaltender, Blue there. He had to put his entire body into the net to get in front of that one. That one was right near the goal line. He kind of corralled that one, went back in and kept the puck from crossing the line. So with 10:21 remaining in the period, still a 4-3 hockey game. And let's see if we can figure out what happened there.
He gets up. The puck once again came off the backboard. It's very similar to the Mark Recchi goal in the first period. He had to be alert. He got up and looked back. The puck's laying right there, so he pounces on it. But he's a lot of fun to watch. Reminds me of Rogie Vachon, very mobile player out there, goaltender. Very entertaining. The fans love him back at Kalamazoo.
Right now for Muskegon, Aiken's line is back on. He's got Gruel on the left wing and Dan Frawley on the right wing. Charlesworth is back on the blue line with McDonald. And the draw is won by Kalamazoo. Nice play there by Bernard, who got it past Charlesworth, going down 2-on-1 the drive. And it's right into the pads of the goaltender, Racine, who makes a save. He's been sharp this period. Here come the Jacks again. Gruel lost it. Lockwood's got it. Beautiful move around McDonald. But he took it back in offside. Actually, the man who was trapped offside that time, I believe, was Ken Hodge. But some real frisky play so far by Joe Lockwood from the University of Michigan. And he's been a real plus in this game so far today for Kalamazoo. 12 goals on the season. And as we check the numbers on Lockwood, he has played so far this year 44 games in Kalamazoo. And he looks to be a little bit better scorer than his statistics might indicate, Bernie.
They're having a good game out there. It is a Michigan product, by the way, from Milford, Michigan. As you mentioned, played for Red Berenson at the University of Michigan.
Exactly 10 minutes left here in the second period. Kalamazoo still clinging to that one-goal lead at LC Walker Arena. 4-3 our score. IHL hockey action coming your way this afternoon here on TV 13. Tom Cleary along with Bernie Saunders and Bob Trimble, who will have more for us between periods a little bit later on this afternoon. Kalamazoo stepping up the pace a little bit. Lockwood giving chase right now. He bothers the defenseman back there, Charlesworth, but Charlesworth finally maintains control, and Lockwood giving him a lot of trouble. And now the turnover, and Lockwood's got it again, trying to get around Lockwood. Nice feed back. Hodge the drive up high, Racine the save. But again, we see the effort by Lockwood, who is really being an active player out there right now. And I think what we're seeing from Kalamazoo is an attempt to make those big defensemen do something with the puck. They're trying to force the issue in the Muskegon zone, and that time effectively so.
Yeah, but Bruce Racine has settled down a little bit, a little razzle-dazzle by Joey Lockwood, as you saw that behind-the-back pass right onto the stick, the quick shot, but Racine just established a nice position and made the save, held on. The face-off comes to his glove-hand side.
Oh, here's a drive, and oh my goodness gracious. That one went right up into the face of the Muskegon player, and I think it's the defenseman Murch, and he's up now. That is just a sickening sound. The puck went up high, and I think it came off the stick of somebody, and it caught the Muskegon player right in the face.
Oh, boy.
I'm not sure who it is, and we shouldn't speculate. I saw the number 4 down there, and I'm not sure if it's Scott Gruel. It might be Scott Gruel. But he took it right up in the face area, and he was just absolutely stunned by that. And you can just see the pallor that's been cast over this audience today at the LC Walker Arena. A longtime fan favorite. Scott seems to have not lost consciousness, we can say that. But it's probably accurate to say that he's going to be feeling that one for a while. I'm not sure if he got it in the nose or up in the teeth area.
Oh boy, that's wonderful to see him out. As you heard that smack of the puck just rose so quickly. He skates off to the Muskegon Lumberjack dressing room. Scotty Gruel, he's a franchise player, a great performer here for the Lumberjacks. Recently scored his 400th goal, and the puck just jumped. It jumped right off the stick, right into the face area. I heard a smack. It sounded like it might have hit some of his helmet and his face at the same time, but it's so good to see him off the ice and walking under his own volition.
Well, I think what happened, possibly, the shot came back from the point, and I believe it was Berger who let it go, and I think the puck was on end a little bit, which is one of the reasons why it came up so quickly. Normally a puck that's down flat is not going to rise that quickly on that type of a shot, but it was bouncing a little bit, and it just kind of came up, kind of a riser, and it got Gruel, but he appears to be okay. He goes to the locker room with about 9.5 minutes remaining here in the period. Now a penalty coming up to Kalamazoo, and the Jacks will go back on the power play. And I believe it's going to be Messier who's headed to the box for the second time this afternoon. Messier got a hold of the Lumberjacks player, so now Muskegon has a chance to do what they did last time, score on a power play. And we'll take a break with 9:15 remaining here in the period. 4-3, Kalamazoo on top.
Customer satisfaction. That's something that Heiberg established here at Rogers Department Store over 30 years ago. Treating people right, doing the little things that make such a big difference. And I'll let you in on a little secret. It works. Oh, Rogers has a great selection of merchandise and all the famous name brands, but the most important ingredient of all is the service. Rogers makes you feel good.
There you see Mitch Messier, the Michigan State product, in the penalty box. 2 minutes for holding. And I think the time was 11:40, I should say 10:45 here in the second period. Now a chance for the Lumberjacks. A big scramble. The puck is loose. Aiken couldn't get his stick on it. There's Frawley. Aiken again. Boy, Aiken's been everywhere this period. He has scored the only goal. Back on the point it comes to Recchi. They play it across. That's the defenseman Gertz. Back to Gertz. He's going to crank it up the drive, and a great save there by Blue. Boy, he was quick on that one, and that one was headed for the lower corner. Now for Muskegon, Mark Kachowski. He loses it, and it's driven down the ice. And this one will be played by the goaltender, Bruce Racine, with about 1:15 remaining in the penalty to Mitch Messier. Kalamazoo on top by a goal. The shot taken there by Recchi comes off the boards. Back to Frawley. Frawley in control, wants to leave it for Aiken, can't do so. Now the zone is, well, it is finally cleared by Kalamazoo, and here's a chance now for Gerard. Gerard going down the drive, and he didn't put it on net. With Warren Babe cutting in on the left side, and right back the other way, the Lumberjacks. Aiken, the pass behind him. If he touches it, it's offside. As going in ahead of the play on the far side, his Muskegon Lumberjack teammate. And that was number 28, Mark Recchi.
Yeah, they want that one back, a 3-on-2 opportunity on the power play, as the Kalamazoo Wings had the goal-scoring opportunity, but the shot came wide, bounded right off the backboards, right on the stick of a Lumberjack. They come down 3-on-2, but just couldn't get clean possession of the puck and went in offside. So we'll have 49 seconds to go in that Mitch Messier holding call.
Kalamazoo will clear the zone here, and Pink will have to give in, go back in his zone and chase after it. He's on with Charlesworth right now at the point. Tukey's line is on right now with Daniels and Gancher for Muskegon. Here's a drive by Tukey, who we haven't seen a great deal of this period. I'm kind of curious as to why that might be. But Tukey has had some good opportunities. Now the puck is played ahead, and might have been a hand pass call there. And it comes back in. I think the faceoff will be just outside the blue line with 7:39 remaining in the period. Perry Gancher, 33 goals on the season. He's had a fine year.
Absolutely. Started off with the Montreal Canadiens organization, got traded over to Pittsburgh, actually played a game with Montreal, and 30 games with Pittsburgh, had 2 goals and 5 assists for 7 points. A talented player for the Lumberjacks.
And at the age of 25, actually one of the older players on the Jacks roster this season. Here's Charlesworth going right in, and they score! The deflection, and getting the goal was Jeff Daniels for Muskegon to tie this game at 4-4. The shot from Charlesworth. And there you see the advantage sometimes, Bernie, of not really trying to crank up, but just make a play on the puck, get it out in front of the goal, and you'll see Daniels here coming into the picture. Actually, it might have gone in off the skate of the defenseman for Kalamazoo. Originally, I thought it was Daniels, but let's wait and see. No, it did. It went in off the boot of the defenseman for Kalamazoo, Scott McCready. But I think the goal will probably be credited to Daniels, although we'll wait and see. It could be Charlesworth.
Well, when you go to the net, good things usually happen because the puck is coming in and the goaltender has to worry about the puck coming across diagonally across that goal crease, and the player is right there. And anytime you go to the net like that, good things will happen. And that's how they got the power play goal.
They're going to give the goal to Charlesworth. And I think it's Tukey and Gancher drawing the assists. As Muskegon is tied it here with their second goal of the period. We're now knotted up at 4-4. The play comes back into the Kalamazoo end. Back there to collect it, Link Gates for Kalamazoo. He plays it up ahead nicely. It comes to Lockwood. Here comes a three-man search for Kalamazoo. Lockwood dropped it, but Ken Hodge was unable to get back there and collect it for Kalamazoo. Here comes Muskegon again. The drive. Oh, they score! From the point, it's Jeff Daniels, and the goaltender Blue got about 85% of that one, but he just could not put it away, and it trickles out of his glove and into the goal. And here you see it again on replay. Daniels the drive right there in the trapper, and that's certainly one, I guess, if you're a Kalamazoo fan, that you say that John Blue probably should have played.
Yeah, he had his glove on it, so the same axiom as baseball. If you get the glove on it, you should make the catch. But a good play by the Lumberjacks as they break over the blue line 3-on-2. Two players drive to the net. They makes the defense. Look at the defense sagging back. The drop pass comes back in the slot area. He lets go with that lightning bolt, and as you mentioned, Blue probably should have made the save, but that's an awfully nice play by the Muskegon Lumberjacks.
And that's Tukey with a goal for Muskegon. And Muskegon now has scored 3 times in this period, and they lead it by the score of 5-4. I may have had Daniels on the call there, but actually it was Tukey with the goal now, they say. And we're back to the action live. And here comes Kalamazoo with an opportunity. Messier going in with Babe and also Norton. And I believe Babe was not trapped in offside with 6:25 remaining here in the period. And there you see a very formidable statistic. In 44 games this year, the Lumberjacks have come out on top 35 times when they had the first goal of the game. That might be a little bit misleading here today and not really appropriate insofar as Kalamazoo at one point in the game led 4-2. So it won't be a wire-to-wire effort for the Lumberjacks here this afternoon. But they're back on top for only the, actually for the third time in this game now at 5-4. And now they're going to blow the whistle on that one. Icing, I believe, is going to be the call. I think the Kalamazoo player got back to touch it, and the faceoff will come back down in the Muskegon end with 6:14 remaining. But right now on that Kalamazoo bench, John Marks trying to find a combination that can get something going. And really, I don't really think that Muskegon has had any territorial advantage in this period, but it just seems as though Racine has been a little bit sharper in goal for Muskegon, and the opportunities being just about equal. Muskegon has cashed in, Kalamazoo, Bernie, has not.
Absolutely. You know the storm's coming. It's just a matter of when is it going to hit, as this Lumberjack team could put some numbers on the board in a hurry. Set some records last year for most goals in a season for a team, and apparently they're ahead of that pace this year. So you know they can put some numbers on the board, especially playing at home. Have an injury report on Scotty Gruel. His teeth are okay, but they have a concern about a possible fractured jaw, and they're taking him to the hospital for x-rays.
Well, it's a tough injury for a hockey player because any kind of jaw injury generally means it's liquid diet time. And these guys, well, they like to eat, especially after 4 games in 5 days. The shot from the point going just wide. Kalamazoo keeping the heat on. They try the wraparound. That was Gerard there. Another drive off the stick of Larry Bernard. And now a penalty coming up. And I think the man that they're going to whistle for that penalty is going to be the defenseman, Mike Murch. And I was looking away from the play there and didn't see it. Well, let's wait and see. Now a couple of people getting into it. Bernie, did you see what happened there?
Yeah, once again, Gruel just came back to the bench for Pete's sakes. We got the message that he was going to the hospital, but he's back on the Lumberjack bench, and you heard the rousing applause from the crowd. But on the penalty, the K-Wings had the pressure on, and anytime that happens, you've got to do something to alleviate the pressure. And what was it called? Was it a high stick or
high stick on Murch? At 13:58 here in the second period, Murch goes in. And Kalamazoo will have a chance on the power play here to tie this one up. As we see Ken Hodge come over to the Kalamazoo bench to get a new piece of lumber. Hodge had a very interesting debut with Minnesota several weeks ago. Went up and scored immediately for the North Stars, but he's back now playing for the K-Wings, the son, of course, of the great Boston and New York Rangers player Ken Hodge Sr., who was part of those great teams with Bobby Orr and Esposito back in the 70s. Ken Hodge, a big, strong winger, scored a lot of goals in the NHL, and young Ken may someday do that himself. Kalamazoo moves it out of their end very nicely. Here comes Messier, who has not really had much skating room, and a nice play defensively there by Gertz, who pulled the Kalamazoo player in offside. And Warren Babe is not very happy about that. He thought maybe a penalty should have been called, but this time the Lumberjacks are going to get away with one.
You're talking about pedigree. Mitz Messier is a cousin of Mark Messier of the Edmonton Oilers, and a talented player himself. Played on the national championship team at Michigan State.
Messier is a goal scorer, and he's also a skater, but talking to the Kalamazoo people, they felt as though he's been hampered a little bit this year by a lack of strength up the middle for the K-Wings, and now the referee is going to stop play again, and we've got another penalty coming up here, and I'm not sure which way this is going to go, but I think possibly we're going to see a situation where Mikhailuk is going to be going off for two.
Yes, sir.
So for almost a minute and 40 seconds, Kalamazoo will have a two-man advantage, and we'll come back to see what happens right after this.
Spring Sales Drive. We've got the trucks, we've got the savings. Right now, get automatic transmission at no extra charge on full-size Sierra pickups. That's a $750 value. Also $500 to $750 cash back on GMC S15 Sport pickups, and special savings on mid-size Safari vans, passenger and work models. Save now at Elhart Holland, Benton Auto Center, Grand Haven, N&K GMC Truck Muskegon, and all West Michigan GMC truck dealers.
On the strength of 3 second-period goals, Muskegon has taken the lead 5-4 here in the second period, but here's a golden opportunity for Kalamazoo. A two-man advantage for another minute and 30 seconds here for the K-Wings after the penalty to the captain, Dave Mikhailuk. Kalamazoo gains the zone. It comes back on the point to Harrison. Across the drive by Hodge. The deflection cleared away, and it's Jeff Daniels who knocks it back center ice for Muskegon. Kalamazoo trying to reload. Norton into the zone. He plays it back in behind the net. Back to Norton it comes now to Hodge. Hodge back on the point. Harrison going to send it across. Here's the drive, and this one goes wide. Hodge, though, on the rebound, sends it across, and it was Messier who could not one-time it there. He got it kind of up in the neck of his stick there. Finally plays it across. Hodge, another drive, and a nice save by Racine. And now it's going to come out, and it'll be cleared away. Daniels sends it back down into the Kalamazoo end.
Well, that's the way to kill off a 5-on-3. Great goaltending and clear the rebound. Nothing much you can do. You know the shot's coming, and we're seeing a couple of nice saves off those one-time shots from the K-Wings.
Bad giveaway there by Kalamazoo. They're going to have to come back out and start over again. Messier sends it across to Hodge. Messier cutting for the net now. Back on the point it comes. Hodge across to Messier. Harrison is back at the point. Back behind the net it comes to Warren Babe. Here's Norton, back to Hodge, back to Harrison. He's going to crank it up from here. The drive goes just wide, and the net is off the magnets there. And the defenseman, Dave Gertz, put a big hit on Warren Babe down in front. And now just 10 seconds remaining in the original penalty to Muskegon, and still about a half-minute remaining in the penalty to Dave Mikhailuk.
Well, there you see the play. The shot comes from the point. You try to jam the middle. Don't allow that goaltender to see the puck. But once again, we're seeing somehow did the collision following the shot, and the net comes off its moorings. But some great goaltending from Bruce Racine. Yeah, somewhat of a shaky start in the first period. He's come back and asserted himself well here in the second.
Now here's Big Kolstad back. They'll try to play it back to him. They do. He's got it cleanly. He's got a chance. He cranks it, a drive, and it hits somebody out in front, possibly Frawley there. Here's Kolstad, another opportunity, plays it back. Zettler, the drive went just wide. And now the first penalty has expired. The puck comes back out center ice, and here is Recchi on. He knocks his man down. Frawley ahead to Recchi, who's onside, going in alone. He scores! What an effort! Recchi really got active there, and you see the people whooping it up on the far side. And a very happy Muskegon bench as they have taken a 2-goal lead now, and Recchi really did pretty much all the work himself, although Frawley will get an assist on this goal. Just a sensational one-on-one move there. No contest, Bernie.
Is he quick? You see him slip in behind the K-Wing defense. He's in behind now. One-on-one situation. Watch this nifty move at the goal. Backhand, no, he's going to the forehand. Goaltender buys it into the long side. Beautiful play as he's got some wheels and slipped in behind the K-Wing defense.
I think Recchi joined the play. I think when Murch's penalty expired, Recchi jumped on and he became the fourth skater for Muskegon. And a nice bit of checking at center ice. Frawley on the assist. And Muskegon has now scored 4 unanswered goals in this period. They lead it 6-4. And now Mikhailuk comes back out of the box. And not only does Muskegon fight off a 2-man disadvantage, but they also score a goal to boot. And they go on top 6-4. And here come the Jacks again. Ahead it comes on the left wing to Mikhailuk. He'll chase in after it. The defenseman Mike Berger there to skate him off it. It comes right in front. And here comes Kalamazoo. The game's starting to open up a little bit now. We're seeing a little bit more skating. Here's Lockwood trying to get his hands on it. Can't do so. And back the other way comes Recchi again. He's got 4 men across the line. They drop it to the trailer. Giffen. It goes back in behind the net. It comes out now, and it's finally knocked away. And Lockwood will knock it across the blue line. And here comes Kalamazoo as they try to send it in. It'll be Hodge who will simply send it back behind the net. It goes past Racine, and Mikhailuk will pick it up for Muskegon as Kalamazoo changes on the fly. Here's Jim Pake, the defenseman now. Center ice. He's going to flip it in. Chasing in after it is the defenseman Zettler for Kalamazoo. He plays it along the boards, but it's knocked down there by Tim Tukey. And finally now Lockwood will send it up center ice. Gertz plays it back. Here's McCready, the defenseman for Kalamazoo, who sends it in. Chasing for the K-Wings, Larry Bernard goes in heavily in the corner, and it comes back down as Harrison will pick it up and play it with 2:15 remaining in the period. 6-4 Muskegon. Harrison falls down. Chance for Muskegon. They put it right on the stick of Gancher. He couldn't do anything with it. Now it comes right back again. Gancher is there. He's being checked. The save by Blue. And Kalamazoo starts out with 2 minutes remaining in the period. The drive taken, it goes wide off the stick of Larry Bernard, and now it's picked up by Murch for Muskegon. Ahead it comes to Gancher. Gancher going down, checked nicely off the puck. Played now by Link Gates. And here comes Kalamazoo. Nice play by Norton. He goes right around Murch at the blue line. The shot kicked away there nicely by Bruce Racine. Some forechecking being done by Warren Babe. Kalamazoo trying to tie it up, and they do so with 1:30 remaining in the period. And 6-4 our score with Muskegon on top with 4 goals here in the second period. And certainly a big part of the action, Bernie, is the fact that Bruce Racine has not allowed a goal since about the last couple of minutes of that first period, and he has been flawless here so far in the second period.
So difficult to come back, but they stuck with him. Blair McDonald stuck with him, and you can see why he's a talent, probably the best goaltender in the IHL right now, and came back, shaky start, but he's a pro, came right back here in the second period and hung in there, and as you mentioned, a big reason why the Lumberjacks are up 6-4.
Messier gives it up in the corner, and here comes Muskegon out. Brad Aiken with it. Aiken going in. Checked off the puck nicely. Gruel got his gloves up in somebody's face. He took someone down there, and now Gruel is going to go, and Gruel could have gone moments earlier. He got his hands up on someone, and then he took down the Kalamazoo player, Darcy Norton, and I thought they were going to whistle Gruel off there, but apparently it's just an offside call, and the faceoff will come back in the blue line. But I thought that Gruel might be looking for somebody to mess with a little bit after taking one up in the face. That couldn't have humored him too much earlier, although really it was nobody's fault that it happened.
Just remarkable that he's back out here.
Babe avoids the check from Gruel, who sends it back into the Kalamazoo zone. Giving chase now is Frawley. He's banged in the corner. Scott Gruel goes in after it. He's got the puck, the drive, and that one goes wide. It comes all the way back out center ice, where it's played by Charlesworth. Charlesworth is just going to flip it in. And it'll be played now by Kolstad, the big defenseman for Kalamazoo. Across it comes to Berger. Up ahead to Messier. Nice move by Messier. Boy, did he put a move on Charlesworth. Messier going right in the drive. Oh, and he tried to play it out in front. And his teammate was tied up. The man that was over on the far side that time was, I believe, Darcy Norton for Kalamazoo. Here comes Hodge. Hodge plays it ahead to Lockwood. Lockwood is skated off the puck, eludes the defenseman Gertz, and now Gertz covers up and takes control and starts ahead for the Lumberjacks. Hodge, though, with a takeaway. He goes in. The play is onside. Hodge has got Lockwood. If he can find him, he can. It comes across and a goal by Kalamazoo, and I believe it was McHugh that got it. And some work there by Hodge to get his team back in this one. Only 13 seconds remaining in the period as they finally beat Racine. And B.J. McDonald can't be too happy about that, but McHugh has picked up a goal, his second of the game.
Watch him hide right here. He's hiding back there, gets away from the defenseman, slows down, stays high in the slot. He's open right there, found that pocket in the defense as the defenseman sag back. He stays high. That's where you got to be if you want to score at this level. A good shot, and the K-Wings hang in there, making the score 6-5.
Well, Mike McHugh's had an outstanding game. Hodge drawing an assist on that one. 19:27 the time of that fifth Kalamazoo goal. 6-5. Here's Pake. Time for one last rush for the Lumberjacks. The drive by Mikhailuk, and Blue had to be quick on that one. Played back in with 1 second remaining in the period, and that's going to end it. So a good period it is for the Muskegon Lumberjacks. They score 4 times. Kalamazoo gets a goal in the last 30 seconds by McHugh. And it's 6-5 after 2 periods of play here in favor of the home team, Muskegon Lumberjacks, at the L.C. Walker Arena. We'll take a break and be back with more here from Muskegon right after this.
It's the big GMC Truck Spring Sales Drive. We've got the trucks, we've got the savings. Right now, get automatic transmission at no extra charge on full-size Sierra pickups. That's a $750 value. Also $500 to $750 cash back on GMC S15 Sport pickups, and special savings on mid-size Safari vans, passenger and work models. Save now at Door GMC Kalamazoo, Tapper Pawpaw, James Raymond South Haven, and all West Michigan GMC truck dealers.
Coordination, that's the key. Whether it's the game you play or the clothes you wear afterwards, it all has to work together. Like my Golden Bear blazers from Hart Schaffner Marks. They come in more colors than I have irons in my bag, and they're a perfect match for my tournament slacks. Which brings me back to coordination. That's the key to everything.
Hart, Schaffner, and Marks, available at Rogers Department Store.
Tom Cleary with Bernie Saunders between periods here at L.C. Walker Arena, and the home team, the Muskegon Lumberjacks, on top by the score of 6-5. Just as the first period, Bernie, was a great one for Kalamazoo. The second period, quite frankly, all Muskegon. And really, the K-Wings lucky really to be within 1 goal here with still a period to go. They get that late goal from McHugh that kind of pulls them back into the game, but they're going to have to do a lot more skating in that third period to win this one.
Yeah, I thought when the Lumberjacks pulled away at 6-4 was all over. Once again, they just don't lose here at L.C. Walker, the leading team in the IHL, and could put big numbers on the board. So when I thought 6-4, they had succumbed to the pressure from Kalamazoo, came back, I thought it was all over, but Kalamazoo comes back, gets that 5th goal late in the period, so they're right back in it. When you're playing on the road, especially in a tough building like L.C. Walker, you want to stay within a point, within 1 goal going into the third period. It's 6-5. It could be 1-0 or 2-1. 6-5. Kalamazoo's right in this hockey game, so it should be a great third period. It's been entertaining all the way.
Well, Mark Recchi, the man who got that great goal for the Muskegon Lumberjacks in the second period, is going to be one of our guests between periods here. That was the one that really seemingly put Muskegon over the top. It got the crowd excited. It was a great one-on-one effort, some great forechecking, and it came right after the period of time when Kalamazoo had the 2-man advantage, so it really deflated the K-Wings, and it really gave Muskegon a great lift.
I thought it was all over right there. He's got some wheels, snuck in behind the defense, got the nice pass up the middle, went in the one-on-one, razzle-dazzle at the goaltender, just a 90-degree turn right at the goalie. A beautiful goal for Recchi.
Mark Recchi will be talking in just a couple of moments with Bob Trimble here between periods at L.C. Walker Arena. It's Muskegon 6, Kalamazoo 5 after 2 periods of play, and we're back with more right after this.
It's the big GMC Truck Spring Sales Drive. We've got the trucks, we've got the savings. Right now, get automatic transmission at no extra charge on full-size Sierra pickups. That's a $750 value. Also $500 to $750 cash back on GMC S15 Sport pickups and special savings on mid-size Safari vans, passenger and work models. Save now at Elhart Holland, Benton Auto Center, Grand Haven, N&K GMC Truck Muskegon, and all West Michigan GMC truck dealers.
Bob Trimble live from Muskegon's L.C. Walker Arena between the second period and third period with the Muskegon Lumberjacks leading this one 6-5. With me, Mark Recchi, centerman for the Lumberjacks. Mark, a couple of goals today, including the goal that put him ahead, actually 6-4.
Yeah, well, we were shorthanded there, and Frawley made a nice play, and I didn't really know what to do on Blue, and he kind of fell, and so I tried to go around him, and I got lucky, I guess.
We talked with the general managers between the first and second period about the rivalry between Kalamazoo and Muskegon. And this is just your first year here. Are you starting to feel it, though, and this the 12th game?
Oh, definitely. The last couple of weeks we've played them quite a bit now, and you can really start to feel it out there now. The guys have their own little battles, and it's definitely starting to heat up now.
Gentlemen, we're going to be talking to in a few minutes after we're done with you. Darcy Norton from Kalamazoo. I understand you were line mates last year.
Yeah, he was my left winger last year. And he scored tonight, so he's in trouble.
Yeah, he scored. You scored actually the game's first goal. Can you tell us a little bit about that one?
Well,
you had knocked your helmet off, I believe. Earlier.
Oh, that's right. It was good forechecking by my two line mates, and the puck came loose, and I came out, and I was going to pass it, and I just decided to shoot, and I got a lucky bounce, and I don't think he was expecting it, so I went in.
Do you consciously think about that? Obviously, helmets are relatively new. A few years ago, nobody wore them, but when your helmet goes off or you lose a stick, you just keep trying to play as best you can?
Yeah, usually doesn't be a concern, unless you're going to get chopped across the head or something.
Yeah.
Then you can worry, but no, it doesn't really bother me at all, no.
Now, you've had a tremendous year. I think you've got 43 goals now coming in. You had, 2 today. You can't ask for anything better than this, plus you're on a first-place team.
Yeah, well, it helps playing on a first-place team, and, when I first came here, all the older guys really helped me out, and I think that's what really got me off to the good start this year, and brought my confidence up, like Dave McKillick, and when Jock Callender was here, they were my line mates at the start of the year, and I think they really helped me, and, I've just kept on going from there, and, they just kept on helping me, and, team keeps winning, so you can't beat it.
How do you like playing in Muskegon?
It's great. It's a really nice town. It's a hockey town, and it's like where I played in Kamloops before, and it's a similar type of town, and I'm really enjoying it.
The team seemed like it was a little off balance in the first period. Bruce was not having his best day, obviously, in the nets, and you were down by 2, but you really guys pretty much totally dominated the second period.
Yeah, well, we decided we had to get her going. We've had a tough couple weeks now, and I think maybe the tiredness, but we've got to put that aside and go out and play our game, and this is our rink, and we got to show it, and we can't let teams beat us here.
Is that tough for you, have a night game and then come back with an afternoon game?
Well, this is the first time we've done it, and I'm starting to feel it now. Hopefully I'll get some second win here for the third period.
What can we look for in the third period from you guys?
Well, same thing, hopefully. I think we're going to come out and play the same type of game. I don't think we like to change. We just want to go out and do our forechecking and then try to hem in our own ends. That's when we score, when we drive the net and hem in our own ends. So.
And you're in first place, and I know that's got to be a help. Coach is probably still pushing you, though.
Yeah, well, Saginaw was right on our butts, and for first place overall, Milwaukee and Salt Lake aren't giving in. So, every game's a big win now, and we only got 13 games left, so 13 big ones.
That's right. Mark Recchi, centerman for the Muskegon Lumberjacks, with 2 goals this afternoon, as the Jacks lead at 6-5 over Kalamazoo after 2 periods of play. Coming up next, we'll be talking with winger from the Kalamazoo Wings, Darcy Norton. So stay with us.
1914 was a good year. It saw the birth of the Dodge automobile, and Bollinger's in Lakeview became one of its first dealers.
That was 75 years ago. Now Bollinger's wants you to help us celebrate this big anniversary.
This Thursday, March 23rd, attend a big open house from 8 to 8. Get $1,000 rebates on Chrysler Landaus and $500 rebates on Plymouth Horizons.
There's nothing like 75 years experience for customer satisfaction.
Bollinger's, Dodge, Chrysler Plymouth International in Lakeview.
Hello, I'm Maureen Akers for MJB Coffee, which is new to you folks east of the Rockies. But here in the West,
MJB's been the standard of premium coffee flavor since 1881. In fact, my grandpa told me that a lot of cowboys used to work only for ranches that served MJB. So if they don't have good coffee at your job, you ought to quit. I'm just kidding, but it really is a great cup of coffee.
MJB, premium coffee, cup to cup, century to century.
Fame and Fortune, Saturday at 7:30 here on TV 13.
Welcome back to Muskegon's L.C. Walker Arena. After 2 periods of play, once again, Kalamazoo down a goal to Muskegon, 6-5. And the man that scored the first goal for Kalamazoo this afternoon, a teammate, as we just mentioned in the previous break, of Mark Recchi, Darcy Norton. Darcy, this too, we've talked about the rivalry between the two clubs, but for you and Mark, that's your first year.
Yeah, well, me and Rex played together last year, you know, and it's a little bit of a change going out there and taking runs at him instead of being with him and standing behind him. But as it being my first year and everything, I can really feel the rivalry already. You know, it's a physical game always between them, and I've already made a lot of enemies, and I think a lot of players in the other team felt the same way about we. But you know, that makes for interesting hockey, and if there's no rivalries, then you know it's not as fun to play. And it's always nice for us to be the underdogs and to beat Muskegon, so we always try to work as hard as we can.
It's great for the fans too, because they can go to either city and see the games. It makes it kind of neat.
Yeah, it's sort of close. You know, a lot of our fans come here, and you know, the Muskegon fans give them a lot of support to come to the building. So it works both ways, and that's sort of nice to see when you have fans working both ways like that.
Mark opened the game with the first goal, and everybody was jumping up and down. The place was rocking because it's here in Muskegon. A couple minutes later, you did the same thing, moving in. Tell me about your goal.
Well, I picked it up on the red line there, and I just circled back in on a regroup, and their defense seemed to split on me, so I just found the opening and walked in and took a backhand and luckily found the net.
And being that quickly to get back to even the goal, I'm sure the teammates were pretty happy with that.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a booster. You know, you don't want to fall behind Muskegon too much because they play a strong defense, and if you fall 2 or 3 goals behind them, it's tough to come back because they really tighten it up close.
Tell me a little bit about your playing time last year, where you were and what you were doing with Rex.
Well, me and Rex both played in Kalamazoo, British Columbia,
right.
Or Kamloops, I mean, you know, we played in the same line together, and we clicked pretty good together. And then coming here, you know, I just about got traded here, as a matter of fact, on a trade deadline, and Rex told me about it. He phoned me up, and he told me about it, and unfortunately, it didn't go through. Well, I can't say that because, you know, I play where I have to play, and I'm just glad that I'm here and to get the chances to play and stuff like that.
So it is kind of fun taking runs at them. I mean, this is the 12th game of the 14 that the two teams will play this year, so you having a little fun with them, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we always give each other a little jab and talk to each other when we're skating down the ice and stuff like that. Sometimes we have a few bets on the face-off, $5 so you can get the first goal or whatever.
Yeah, I heard that a little earlier.
Yeah.
So who owes who money now?
I think I owe him still.
Well, they're leading 6-5, as we mentioned. You guys pretty much dominated the first period. Didn't have that many shots on goal, but were leading 4-2. Now it turned around in the second period, whereas Muskegon dominated. So what's going to happen in the next period?
Well, I think you know, we're going to have a little talk in the room right now and try to get our thoughts together again. You know, we can't really give Muskegon as much room as we gave them, and they come out with a pretty big blast. And when they get going like that, it's tough to stop them. So I think we got to just tighten up a little bit and play our kind of game, get back to the bumping and grinding, and get the puck in deep on them.
Last thing, they're in first place in the East coming in. You guys are in 4th place, but realistically, when you're playing and you have a rivalry like this, that's not something that's thought about, is it?
Well, not really. You know, when we have big rivals like this, it's sort of like we're first and second place going at it head-to-head, and it just makes the game a lot of fun. And when we just come out and play, we play hard, and for us to beat Muskegon, it's always great, so we just hope we can do it again tonight.
Are you looking forward to the playoffs coming up here? What we said, just 13 games left, I believe.
Yeah, we're not sure who we'll be playing yet, but whoever we play, you know, we're going to have to play the best of our ability. There's a lot of tough teams out there, and I think if we pull our game together in the right time, in the right place, you know, I think we can go do pretty good.
It helps that you've won 4 straight coming into this one, doesn't it?
Yeah, we beat Muskegon on Friday night, and that's always a big booster too. And we beat Flint last night, and to come in here tonight, we want to keep our streak going and try to get a little flow going, but it'll be a tough third period.
I wanted to ask you about that Friday night game that you won 3-2. What is it like playing on green ice? Are you able to pick the puck up as clearly or not, or is that just something for the fans to come in and it kind of screws you guys up?
Oh, it's good for the crowd. You know, we filled the building, but I think it's a little bit rough on the goaltenders. They had a tough time looking at the puck and finding the puck, and they had a lot of shots, and lucky our goalie, he was playing really well. He stopped quite a few of them, but to play on the green ice, you know, it's hard to focus on the puck when it's going as fast as it is, and, well, it was just a good game for us, a good win.
Well, you're down a goal here, but we hope you can come back, whatnot, in the third period. Again, Muskegon is leading this one 6-5. Darcy Norton, thank you very much for being with us. We'll be back with the third period of action in just a moment.
Who's on first?
Right.
But who's on first?
Right. Well, actually, Moreland or Bergman will be playing first for the Tigers in '89. But for all the who, what, where, when, and whys of the '89 season, join me, Bob Trimble, from Tiger Training Camp in Florida.
Who?
Bob Trimble.
Where?
From Tiger Training Camp in Florida, Friday night at 9:30 on TV 13.
When?
Who is this guy?
The Roar of '89, Friday at 9:30 on TV 13.
Now, you know we're going out trick-or-treating, am I correct?
Yes.
Now, while we're out there, please don't tell anybody who I am.
Robert Foreman is coming to my party. Robert Foreman? He is the absolute coolest boy.
Then that means we're cool, too.
Isn't he gorgeous?
I remember when she wouldn't even let a boy get next to her.
And now, that's my job.
Monday at 5 on TV 13.
Trying to get word for you on the condition of Scott Gruel. Initially, he was hurt in that second period. The puck hit him flush in the face, the flat side. The doctor told me that he was going to take him to the hospital for x-rays, possible broken jaw. But Scott's a tough guy, and I don't know if you noticed, but he came back out on the ice and played in that second period. Tom Cleary and Bernie Saunders are back up in the booth to take a look at what happened in that second period. Guys, go ahead.
Well, I guess the effort that Muskegon got from Scott Gruel, Bob, in that second period was pretty much the kind of effort they got from everybody else, Bernie. A lot of toughness out there, a lot of guys that were really sticking to it and getting back at it. And as a result of that, it is now Muskegon on top in this game by the score of 6-5. We're going to take a look at some of the scoring highlights from the second period of action. And the first of 4 consecutive goals coming up here. The first one by Brad Aiken.
Oh, what an inside move that was. Once again, it was on the power play. It looked like he would just set that power play up, but he stepped inside quickly and just let go with a shot that sort of handcuffed the goaltender. A nice play by Aiken. This one is the goal by Todd Charlesworth as he just on the far side, centering pass, deflected through. Now, we thought that went off the Muskegon player, but the goal went to Charlesworth.
I think that one might have gone in off the boot of the defenseman McCready. Here's the next goal for Muskegon. This one by Tim Tukey, I believe.
Yeah, once again, he hides back there. A nice drop pass. The Kalamazoo defenseman sagged back, drop past us. Let's go with the shot. That one we felt that John Blue probably should have had, but it was a good shot going upstairs. Here's a nice play. Sneaking in behind the defense is Mart Recchi, scoring his 43rd goal of the year. Look at this cut right here. I mean, he cuts on the dime right at the goaltender. Blue bought the play to the far side. He cuts into the forehand and made a nice play for his 43rd goal of the year. Then Kalamazoo comes back at 1927. This is McHugh. Look at him slow up right there. He puts on the brakes. The other defenseman has to sag back with the player. He goes right to that slot. The pass comes through. A nice shot with his head up. McHugh scores his 16th goal of the year.
And really a nice play there by Ken Hodge, who fed the puck to McHugh, who got his second goal of the game. Really a more important goal than perhaps any other that Kalamazoo has had in this game, because it allows them, at least for the time being, Bernie, to stem a little bit of the momentum, stem that flow, to stop the bleeding after 4 consecutive goals by Muskegon in that period.
After Kalamazoo had that 4-2 lead, they're feeling good about themselves, but Muskegon comes back. They finally get the wake-up call, come back with a great second period, and you think, boy, it's all over for Kalamazoo. That late period goal is going to be a big one because, as I mentioned earlier, you just want to be down or around 1 goal deficit or up by 1 goal coming into the third period, playing on the road. That's exactly where we are. The score is high. It could be 3-2, 2-1. It's a high score, but 1 goal deficit, and it spells a great third period of hockey action.
Now, it's been kind of an odd game today because we've had a couple of very good goaltenders coming into this one. And both goaltenders have been a little bit off their game today. I think when you expect in the IHL to see 3, 4, maybe 5 goals scored, but 6-5 after 2 periods, this one could end up in double figures for either side the way it's going. And Kalamazoo really got skating a little bit better toward the end. That combination of McHugh and Lockwood has been a tough one for Kalamazoo today. Hodge is starting to get into the game a little bit more, and Darcy Norton. Yeah. You've got some people that can really skate for Kalamazoo, so it won't be surprising to see the Wings get a couple more in this one. Muskegon, obviously, a little bit of a different kind of team. They're more physical. They like to dump the puck in, chase after it. They figure they're a bigger and stronger team. They're just going to fight you off the puck more and get opportunities that way.
I thought that The Muskegon Lumberjacks pulled the K-Wings out of their game plan in that Kalamazoo wanted to slow down the tempo, bump and grind, and keep the score down. And the Lumberjacks, once again, they could put some numbers on the board, so they wanted to perhaps play an up-tempo hockey game. They got that 6-4 count, so the Kalamazoo Wings had to come back and put some pressure on the goaltender, Bruce Racine. But with that late goal, it should be interesting to see how each team handles this third period of play. No matter what happens, it should be exciting, as it's been a great hockey game. It has been a well-played hockey game, but it's been a very entertaining hockey game from the standpoint of the fans.
Well, the number one line is out there right now for Muskegon to start this period. It's going to be Giffen centering Recchi and Mikhailuk. Pake back on the defense with Gertz. And for Kalamazoo, they've got Lockwood out there right now. His line comprised of Ken Hodge in the middle and Mike McHugh on the left wing. That's been a very good line for them. Kolstad back on the blue line along with Mike Berger as we drop the puck to get started in the third period here from Muskegon's L.C. Walker Arena. IHL hockey coming your way today on TV 13. Tom Cleary along with Bernie Saunders and Bob Trimble, who talked with Mark Recchi between periods, and also with Darcy Norton. And here's the puck picked up in the neutral zone now by Giffen. Try to play it ahead. It goes past Mikhailuk. Kolstad will chase in after it behind the Kalamazoo goal, and he'll touch up for the icing call, which will bring it back into the Muskegon end. 23 seconds here into the second period. Let's talk a little bit more about Ken Hodge. He's a guy that also comes from the college ranks, Bernie.
Yeah, Boston College. As a matter of fact, this line is the college connection, as Ken Hodge, as you mentioned, played at Boston College 2 years ago. Scored his first NHL goal on February 21st, make that the 24th against Chicago. Mike McHugh played at the University of Maine, and of course we've been talking about Lockwood, who played at Michigan. So all three players on that line, college players, and that's one of the reasons why it's so fast, as they like to play up-tempo in university hockey.
Well, Hodge has got that NHL size, 6'2", 190, built along the same lines as his father. Young man that was born in Windsor in Ontario. Kalamazoo keeping the puck in. That's Hodge who dumps it in behind the Muskegon goal. And now Giffen loses it, and it's played there by Lockwood. Lockwood lost it off his stick and has to come back out center ice to get it, and he hit the Muskegon player with it, and that's Recchi going right in on goal. He's got the goalie down, but he couldn't pick it up, and now it's going to be cleared out center ice, and they just eased the pressure. Very similar to the move that he scored a goal with in that second period.
Oh, and he's got some blazing speed. I like to see that play, as he got the goaltender down. He faked. The goaltender, John Blue, was down. He had to commit. Here he comes to the outside. Watch this great move to the inside. Just pure speed. Lockwood dies, but he can't get the puck. He holds, tries to go upstairs. What did that hit right there? I think it was Blue or the defenseman right there, but great play by Recchi, as he showed once again that he's got great speed cutting to the net.
And you can tell he's a goal scorer the way he protected that puck when Lockwood went down and tried to slash at it. He just pulled it back a little bit, protected it, and then went right in on Blue.
Absolutely. Then he held on. He didn't just shoot right away. He knew the goaltender was down, held on, but somehow Blue managed to get something on the puck.
Here's Warren Babe, who just flips it in. Charlesworth knocks it down. He'll play it back out center ice. And now it's picked up by Kalamazoo. Back ahead it comes, too far for Darcy Norton. Knocked away by McDonald, and back into the Kalamazoo end where it's played by Blue, and back to get it is Harrison. Steve Harrison behind the goal. Starts it out for Norton. Here's a chance for Kalamazoo, but back to break up the play is McDonald. And now it'll be knocked in there by Tim Tukey, and it goes in offside. We played 1 minute and 39 seconds of the third period. It is Muskegon on top, 6-5 over the Kalamazoo Wings here at the L.C. Walker Arena. Pretty good crowd on hand today. The chicken entertaining between periods. His annex appreciated. And there you see a basketball score from the NCAA tournament. Michigan in second round play. Now that's not Team USA, the University of South Alabama, their opponent here. So the Wolverines advance on.
That threw me for a second. USA, I thought, boy, what tournament is that?
And that is not yet just a final, but just a few seconds remaining as Michigan will defeat South Alabama, and will move on to regional play next week. South Alabama, some people in West Michigan know, have a Grand Rapids player, John Jimerson, one of their starters. Here's Muskegon back to the action now, carrying it in for Muskegon is Jeff Daniels, plays it out in front. Here's a chance now, and it goes just wide off the stick of Tim Tukey. And they wave off the hand pass, I believe, there. And here comes Kalamazoo with it. Link Gates will play it in as both teams go for changes. And here comes Muskegon back out. The Kalamazoo player went down. Charlesworth might have got the stick on him. Back now, a chance for Gancher. His shot goes wide, and it got a little bit of the shoulder of the goaltender that time. Blue. It comes back out center right now to Gertz, and finally played by the Kalamazoo defenseman Scott McCready. And he'll leave it back in his own zone. Back to pick it up is Rob Zettler. Zettler gets away from the check of Aiken, and here come the K-Wings out. They flip it ahead center ice. This one's knocked down by Gertz, but played now by Kalamazoo. And Frawley starts his man out. That's Scott Gruel, who's back on after taking a shot right in the face in the second period. No real good scoring chances for Kalamazoo so far. Recchi had one a few moments into the period for Muskegon. Zettler back to get it now for Kalamazoo. 16:36 remaining in the period, a one-goal game. Muskegon on top 6-5. Jim Pake will play it in the neutral zone. Gerard going in, trying to take it away. A chance now for Mikhailiuk, the drive, and it's caught right there. Quick shot and a good save made by John Blue. And he'll hold it for the face-off in the Kalamazoo end.
There's that Mikhailiuk, Davey Mikhailiuk, showing why he's the leading scorer in the league. What he did there, 2-on-2, so certainly not a threatening situation in terms of goal-scoring opportunity, but he used the defenseman as a screen. He held onto the puck, then shot between his legs, and that makes it awfully difficult for the goaltender, but John Blue made a nice save for the K-Wings.
It comes back to the point now. Pake with a drive that deflected. That took a funny bounce, and it'll be played out of the zone now by Kalamazoo. And here comes McHugh on the fly. He's going to flip it in. Lockwood chasing after it. Lockwood goes down, and Giffen finally plays it out of the zone. Coming ahead now is Recchi with Kolstad trying to go one-on-one. Pulls up, flips it inside just over the stick of Giffen. Giffen will chase in after it. The defenseman back there, Berger's got his man tied up. Now they bang in behind the Kalamazoo goal, waiting for a whistle, and the referee's not going to blow it. Giffen's going to come out with a puck, tries for the wraparound. His effort hit the defenseman, and here comes Kalamazoo out now. And here come the K-Wings on the fly. And this is McHugh who's going to dump it in as his team goes for a change. And Muskegon is going to get a couple of new people on as well. We played about 4.5 minutes of the third period. Kalamazoo trailing Muskegon. The Lumberjacks on top 6-5. And now here's an opportunity for Norton, who comes across the blue line. Pulls it away from Pake, sends it right in front, and it's deflected out. Now the Lumberjacks come back the other way. Gancher will chase in after it. He's going in with the defenseman Gates. Gancher has it roll off his stick, and Warren Babe picks it up for Kalamazoo. Nice check there by Gancher. Babe will kick it ahead. Not able to clear the zone are the K-Wings. Gancher holds it in still. He's got a man on the left side. Tukey right in on goal. The drive goes just wide. And Tukey was home free then. Played back in from the point. Finally, Messier will chip it out center ice. It hit the linesman, and it's played there by Gertz. And now Blue tries to collect it behind the Kalamazoo net. Muskegon putting on the pressure. Here come the K-Wings now. And here's the charge for Kalamazoo. A long shot right on by Gates from center ice. Back to get it is Mertz, the defenseman. Here comes Muskegon with 14:40 remaining in the period. Gerard there to touch it for Kalamazoo. To Bernard. Larry Bernard knocks it back out center ice, and back to play it Mike Mertz for the Lumberjacks. He sends it across to Dave Gertz. Gertz ahead on the left wing. It comes to Gruel. Gruel flips it out center ice to Aiken. Aiken knocks it down. Is going to play it, going right in. He's turned wide by the defenseman for Kalamazoo, McCready. Nice play by McCready, and now Kalamazoo clears the zone as the puck comes back out over the blue line. Right back in, though. Gruel, somebody had a hold of his jersey or had a stick up underneath the jersey. Nice play by McGruel. Back to McDonald, and Gruel getting it back on the point for the McDonald drive, and John Blue is there to catch it. Some very clean up and down the ice action in that last minute or so, Bernie.
Yeah, the late man came in there coming down the ice, and they found him at the point. He just stepped up, took the long slap shot, but the goaltender John Blue could see it all the way, so he just made the glove hand save and held on. You'll see them work the puck back to the late man back of the point here as the Kalamazoo Wings have their players in deep. The defenseman goes down, tried to block it, but once again the goaltender John Blue could see it all the way. 60-foot slap shot. He's supposed to stop those, made a nice save, and the face-off comes to his glove hand side.
Well, Steve Fisher is now 2-0 as the University of Michigan coach. We'll tell you more about that momentarily. A great opportunity for Muskegon. And now as Kalamazoo ices the puck, back to touch up is Kevin McDonald. The University of Michigan defeating South Alabama today, 91-82 in NCAA tournament action. So Michigan moves on. They'll continue to play next weekend. U of M winning for the second time in regional action. So you Wolverine fans have to be happy about that. You hockey fans who have been with us this afternoon are enjoying the action from LC Walker Arena. And a little bit of distraction being used here by the Chicken, trying to maybe get the Kalamazoo players' minds off their game, but it didn't work that time. And here come the K-Wings.
Worked on the broadcasters, though.
Yeah, sure did. Oh, when you're sitting in a cold arena and your feet are getting a little bit frigid, that any little bit will help, Bernie. Kalamazoo trying to put on some pressure. They have not really had a good opportunity here in the third period so far. We played about 6.5 minutes. And here comes Frawley. Frawley goes right in, lost his stick on the shot. Aiken tried to chip it back in, couldn't do so. Lockwood, nice play ahead. His man doesn't see the puck, and now they do see it. McHugh just had to go off his stick. I don't think he really realized what was developing until it was too late. Now Aiken will carry in. He's got Frawley with him. The drive from a bad angle, the save by Blue. Blue thought that one might have trickled behind him, but instead it's up the left side. Babe will chase in after it. Kalamazoo goes for the change. And here comes Muskegon out at center ice. Here comes Recchi. Recchi's been very active today. Plays in front of the net, and that's Gruel trying to get loose. Can't do so. Messier will chip it out of the zone. And here comes Norton steaming up the left wing. 1-on-3. Loses the puck to Murch. Takes him in very hard. Kalamazoo trying to hold it for a whistle, which they will get with 12:35 remaining in the third period. 6-5 Muskegon. More hockey after this.
It's the big GMC Truck Spring Sales Drive. We've got the trucks, we've got the savings. Right now, get automatic transmission at no extra charge on full-size Sierra pickups. That's a $750 value. Also $500 to $750 cash back on GMC S15 Sport pickups and special savings on mid-size Safari vans, passenger and work models. Save now at Orson Co. 28th Street, Good GMC Clyde Park, Grand Rapids, Northland, Rockford, and all West Michigan GMC truck dealers.
You see our score, 6-5. 6-5, Muskegon on top of Kalamazoo. Tom Cleary along with Bernie Saunders and Bob Trimble at LC Walker Arena. What has been a very interesting and entertaining IHL regular season contest. That one got flipped up into the heating ducts and it almost stayed up there. And they knocked some dust down there. I guess they're going to have to get out the dust rag pretty soon there, Bernie. That one went right up into the speakers, and it'll come back out over the blue line for the face-off.
It's been relatively a tame hockey game. Only 9 penalties in this hockey game. Got to remark the K-Wings, a lot of injuries. Kevin Evans had 404 penalty minutes last year. He's gone for the season. Emmanuel Viveros is out. He's their captain and a great defenseman. Wally Schreiber, who just came in down from Minnesota, was playing well, but he's out for the Muskegon Lumberjacks. Mitch Wilson is serving a 5-game suspension. He had 400 minutes last year, and the fan favorite Pat Mayer had 445 minutes to lead the IHL last year. Got traded in that Tim Tukey deal, so the heavyweights are not playing here, and it's been relatively calm thus far with 12 minutes to go in our third period of play.
Well, Pat Mayer was a big, strong defenseman and the team captain for Muskegon, but this Tukey is going to be a fine hockey player. Actually, already is a fine hockey player. He's going to be an excellent player here in Muskegon for the Lumberjacks. 11:45 remaining in the third period. Play comes back out center ice. Kalamazoo with it now as Muskegon goes for the line change. Gerard just failed to get to the puck. And here's a chance now for Recchi again. Recchi going in, sends it across. Oh, great diving save on Jeff Daniels by John Blue. And you see the goaltender's instincts there. He kind of read that play across the crease, and he got there well in advance of the shot. And that tells you that this young man is on his game right now. You can see the goaltender already starting to move. A good play by Daniels, got it out quickly, but give a lot of credit that time to John Blue.
Well, the word that you use is perfect instincts. He knows somebody's over there. He knows a lateral pass is coming, so he just stacks the pads, goes across, stacks the pads one on top of each other, and had to put some guesswork in it, but a beautiful play by John Blue.
Here's Daniels, tried to get it in front, did a nice job of holding the puck. McDonald sent it back in, and finally now it's sent back out, and Kalamazoo clears the zone. Here come the K-Wings on the rush. The drive hit the defenseman off the stick of Gerard, and here comes Muskegon back the other way. Here's a drive, oh, a great save on the shot by Tukey, who goes in hard, and now the puck comes back out center ice. But Tukey had a great opportunity. He scored 1 goal earlier and had a chance for another one there. They wave off the icing, both teams going for changes. And here comes Muskegon again as it's just flipped in by Daniels.
We're seeing the effect of that late period goal where Kalamazoo doesn't have to put the pressure on too early. They got to keep the score down, but they certainly don't have to panic here with over 10 minutes to go in the third period of play.